Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Here we go. Whoo! I'm here. Ah, I showed up. That's more than I can say for you. Nah, I'm joking, you're here. Yo, give me 1 second. Listen. I got some I know I got some explaining to do. But it's fine. I need to go see if there's some coffee, honestly. I feel like I'm gonna need it. But what's up, Fathom? What's up, JP? Ben, Fish Tank, Fish Tank, Fish Tank. Let's go! Fish Tank, Fish Tank, Fish Tank. Love it. Steve, yeah, SBC. Mick, of course. Mick, you did good. Usually when I don't stream for so long, Mick comments more. Like, he survived decently. He survived. He didn't harass me too much, but, like, you know, I got back as soon as I could. Give me one. Just give me 1 second, okay? Hold up. All right. Got a lot to get into. I got some catching up to do. Now look, just because I'm not streaming doesn't mean I'm not working on the stream. Okay, I've been working on the stream. I've been working on stuff to do on stream, things to read on stream, stories on stream. You know, I've been getting my fish journalism on. Okay, I have. So I'm working on some stuff, but we'll see where that comes up. It's just like the last few days have kind of been nuts. Kind of been a little nuts. So I was gonna stream. Was it Wednesday? Was it Thursday? I don't know. One of those days, I was gonna stream. Mexicali says looks like we'll be having compete. Bro, Jorge, when I first scheduled it, you were gonna be at like 10 p.m. What happened? I scheduled it earlier because I saw you were gonna be at 10. Now I see it's at 8. What happened, bro? I had to notify me on and everything. But yeah, so I was going to stream on Thursday, and then basically a bunch of things went crazy at once. Or it's a time change. God damn it, man. Well, look, listen, I'm sorry. Yeah, a bunch of things kind of went all kind of crazy. Before things went crazy, I kind of got thrown off. So it's like, what day is this? Let me go through my. Yeah, so okay, Wednesday morning. So I wake up Wednesday morning. I'm like, all right, let's get to doing things. Let's get to streaming. JP said, then you didn't want to. No. Well, I wake up to an angry message from Louise. So basically, Louise had paid me to film and edit some reels a while ago, and I hadn't finished it. She was upset about it, which I understand because it's been a minute. Now, you guys know that I'm pretty slow and I'm terrible at getting things done on time, so shouldn't be a surprise. Shouldn't be a surprise to you. So I wanted to work on that stuff some. And then what threw me off about her message was like, she was basically like, look, if this upsets you and you don't want to talk about the store anymore, you know, I'll make sure everyone knows why my name doesn't leave your lips or whatever. I think she was just mad, so I'm not upset or holding a grudge about it, but in the moment, it threw me off. But just so you guys know, if there's ever anything bad I've done or anything, you know, negligent, you'll be the first to know. Because my God, I'd be streaming on here 5 hours at a time, so at this point, I kind of assume you guys know what's up. What's up, Jacob? How's it going? Yeah, so then I was kind of working on that. I was kind of thrown off, and then yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, I ended up being out of town from like Thursday to Sunday night. You know, so that's kind of what happened there. But we're back. There's a lot going on. Today we're keeping it light. We got the new fish species. We got science thing. And an auction review. There's some auctions that happened. There's one that we haven't. I don't think we've looked at one of their auctions. I think it was the annual auction for the Diamond State Club. What's up, Oh, Johnny Best with the early $5 in the chat. Johnny, come on, man. You don't even know if the stream's gonna be any good yet. Thank you, Johnny, very much. Thank you very much, Johnny W. Johnny. The 5. Hope you've been doing well, my friend. Yo, the weather's great. Order some fish, man. Order some fish from your favorite place. Elite Menagerie, Habitats, Bum 15, Aquahuna, Wet Spot, wherever, bro. Order some fish. At least where I'm at right now, the weather's fantastic. So, but I did see that SHOAL put out their new species list, fish described in 2025. I saw that, and we kind of like to look at new fish around here. So I figured a good return stream after not being around for a couple days would probably be looking at some fish, a paper, and an auction review. Now that's kind of a lot to get through, so I have 2 options. Because originally I was planning on not conflicting with Jorge, but the time changed. So now we're conflicting with Jorge. I already started the stream, so it is what it is. I was going to try and wrap this all up by the time the stream started, which was 3 hours. But basically, we can take our time with this, or I can try and speed through it as fast as possible. It's up to you guys. Johnny Best said, what's your Elite Menagerie discount code? I don't know if I actually still have one, but at one point it was in my tanks 15. Okay. I know you're looking at those Vampire Danios. Let's get into the yapping, though. Let's get into the yapping. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I'll watch both, but just put yours on mute. Wow, JP. I appreciate that. Oh, man. That's what you get, man. That's what you get. But okay. Johnny Best said you read my mind. Yeah, bro. Listen, you don't have to do that. Mexicali said mine are intended to be replayed anyways. Well, I mostly didn't want to conflict because I wanted to be watching and trolling in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna stand up for the swamp tanks in your chat if it's not gonna be me? You know, I'm waiting for the Discus North live stream still. Like, man, I was driving for like 2 hours the other day. I was like, man, I wish there was a Discus North and Aquafunk stream right now. Cam Jan said you can always join Mexicali's. I don't want to. They got their. I would join, but they got their thing going. It's the dynamic duo. You know what I mean? The trio Jorge wants to save for special occasions. But I'm always down. Let's see. Johnny Best said hello to all. Hello. Okay, let's get in. Let's start getting into this a little bit here. Okay. Now, this is a little bit of a throwback. So remember, we did tiny fishes. Anyone remember the tiny fishes stream? That was a list from SHOAL as well. Okay, that was a list from SHOAL as well. The tiny fishes. Mexicali says not a swamp tank episode, and see the discrimination. Oh man, do I want a one-time donation or a monthly donation? How about neither? For now, I'll donate off stream, of course. Now, this is the same place, SHOAL, but we have the SHOAL, the 2025 species list. So this is new species 2024. All right, this is the wrapped. I gotta find the freaking 2025 thing. What happened to all of my links that I usually have ready? See, you don't stream for a couple days. 2025 SHOAL species list. I thought it was SHOAL. Maybe I'm wrong. Wait. I was right. 2025. By the way, what have you guys been watching the last few days? You got anything to put me on? because I always be asking you guys what you're watching, what videos are good. But I rarely get too many recommendations from you guys. Like, you're kind of stingy with the links. I'm not gonna lie. Like in the Discord, but come on, throw something in there. Here we go. 2025 new species. 2025. Mexicali to swamp or not to swamp? That'll be with Nick and Funk. Oh, that sounds fun. I mean, listen, we should do a stream soon. I think it'll be a good time. Jacob said I've been watching Paul Rosalie. Paul Rosalie. Oh my gosh, with the boa constrictor. My goodness. What in the world? You're scaring me right now. JP said nothing. I got rid of my cable for your streams. I mean, I would believe you, but you just said you're about to watch me on mute. You donate every month to Paul Rosalie? Wow. I know you're into that. Jacob said, bro, I just read that Calamina swarms are resistant to 11 Minusol because of overuse in the hobby. Really? They still work on mine so far, but I can't say I'm not surprised. Mexicali says, is that the Florida snake hunter? Perhaps. Now, a lot of people will be happy. Ooh, real quick, actually, shout out to Mitchell Broom, real quick. He left this comment I need to respond to on my last stream when it was about alder cones versus... No, sorry, it was about methylene blue versus boric acid. He left a comment. I'm meaning to respond. I'm kind of weird. Like, I like to like things and think about it, and I respond like days later. But one thing that he mentioned was, instead of UV sterilizer, he said I should try a sediment filter plus carbon block, or at least put it before the UV. The exposure time required for UV makes it so you either have to take forever or you have to get a much more expensive system to handle the throughput. And there is also the case that the standard 5U carbon block is going to catch a lot of what's going to be coming in due to its size. A quick Google says Sapolegina spores are around 18 to 15U, and you will typically do 2x 5U carbon blocks in line, so this will cover the specific case. So I was talking about removing the spores, the fungus spores, from the water at the beginning to kind of help with things and make my water changes more impactful. And Mitchell was suggesting a sediment filter and a carbon block instead of what I was thinking about, a UV filter. So I'm gonna have to look up how to set that up, because I wanted to get a carbon block so I didn't have to use the chlorinator anyway. So that is moving to the top of my priority list. So just a quick shout out to Mitch for that. What's up, Jesse? No, he's the one saving the rainforest. Fantastic. Hope you're doing all right, Jesse. Mitch has been staring at the wall. That's funny. I've been watching 2026 motorcycle new models. Oh, okay. Okay. A lot of fish people seem to be into motorcycles, too. Mick says, Chris Lookup's Pisto video was awesome. See, this is nice. I like hearing what you guys are... Let's go. This is what I'm talking about. Let's get into these new species, though. Come on. Come on. This is what we're here for. Well, one of what we're here for. We're starting off with a Cory. Speaking of Mitch, I think that's what must have reminded me. Starting off with a Corydoras as the cover photo. We got new species, the freshwater fish species described in 2025, brought to us by SHOAL, the California Academy of Sciences, FFSG, Freshwater Fish Specialist Group, the Species Survival Commission, and IUCN. They're the only ones that didn't spell out the name of the logo, so I'm not going to say it, because, listen, I can only do so much. Whew. So, sit back, relax. We're about to get into some fish. We have a foreword from the director of SHOAL. I'll skim through this. But it says 309 new names added to the ledger of freshwater fish diversity. A staggering number, really. Nearly one new species each day through 2025. It's the most in 1 year since 2017 and the third highest number since records began in 1758. So that actually is pretty meaningful. From the Asian karst caves and peat swamps to Amazonian rapids, African seasonal wetlands to Appalachian rivers, as a reminder that freshwater biodiversity is still unfolding before us. Across all stories, you'll find in the coming pages several themes emerge. Micro-endemism. Many of this year's species are known from single drainages, individual tributaries, isolated wetlands, or solitary cave systems. Taxonomy is patient work. It requires comparison across collections, careful measurements, genetic sequencing, and many years of accumulated field knowledge. And 3, without a formal scientific description, a species cannot be assessed for the IUCN Red List. So these are 3 themes. And one question they ask is, how many species remain undocumented and how many may disappear before anyone has had the opportunity to recognize them? So a little bit of a sobering conservation message here, which makes sense. It's from, SHOAL Conservation. So good thing to keep in mind as we go forward. Now this is a camera. Let's go. These digital cameras are kind of in right now. That's cool. All right. The intro says kind of a little bit of what the foreword says, but it lists the standout species, Yang's plateau loach, a cave fish from Yunnan province whose expanded swim bladder chambers protrude visibly from its body, giving the impression of a built-in life jacket. So they got favorites. Out of the new species, 165 come from Asia, 91 from South America, 30 from Africa, 20 from North America, and 3 from Europe. God damn. Europe is slacking. Mick, what happened? What happened, man? You guys got no fish? What's up, Cinnamon Girl? How's it going? Cam Jen says, my anaconda don't want none unless you got... You guys can sing along. I watch vids with Sammy Hagar, singer of Van Halen. Mick is definitely a big music fan. Camden said, JP, you're going hard for fish streams. I appreciate it because I'm broke. Appreciate you, JP. Come on. Mick said, I need you to add my view on Mitchell's comment too. I've used UV, but only when doing oyster spray bars. I agree with Mitch. Any private person's tank ought to do okay with filters and carbon block. You commented under that too, Mick? I didn't get that notification. It doesn't notify me when people respond to other people's comments. Yeah, Mick said basically we just put a chat that he agrees with Mitchell. Okay. 2 M names. This is too difficult. Steve said, did you go to ACM Sunday? No, I did not. Cinnamon. Okay. He's asking Cinnamon. Did you go to ACM Sunday? No, but I heard that there's a couple cool fish in the bowl show. I saw some pictures of some nice looking fish. All right. Wait, South America 91? Okay, yeah. Wait, North America 20. Okay. North America 20, Europe 3. I was confused because I was like, well, maybe we didn't find any, but I guess we got 20 in North America too. North America's discoveries remind us that biodiversity can remain hidden, even in well-studied regions. 2 brilliantly colored darters, the Birmingham darter and the Gurley darter, were distinguished from their relatives in Alabama streams. And 2 large river fish, long recognized but unnamed, the sicklefin red horse and the Appalachia red horse, finally received formal descriptions after decades of careful work. Okay. I can get with this. I can absolutely get with this. All right. Well, I'll put some South American fish on the screen since that seems to be where a bunch of cool fish came from. Come on. Let's get these RoboCops going. 1 second. Full. Steve said, I'm not going to read that, Steve. That's too mean. It seemed like a slow weekend for auctions. Like, a lot of them didn't seem to be advertised too heavy. And then I think CCY, I feel like I didn't see their auction go up until like Friday or Thursday or something. So maybe people were just, I know, isn't there a big swap coming up? Maybe that's why. Okay, let's see. Africa. So we're starting in Africa with the new fish. Rainbow killie, Katimo mundaz killie, marbled killie, doobie killie, and armored spine killie fish. Come on, let's go. So we got some Northos here. This is Catamo Manda's Kili, male and female, and 2 marbled Kili, male and female, both wild caught. So top is the Catamo, and the bottom is the marbled. And yeah, pretty little Northobranchius looking fish. I think I like the marbled one a little bit better. It's nice photos of them, although this outline of yellow and red on the anal fin here is pretty cool. Cinnamon Girl said, I hate to say I was tired, I didn't make it to the meeting. Mick said, you don't think there's any fish left to describe? I don't know, man. The world's a big place. Okay, these 4 Northobranchius species are linked by geography, a shared life strategy, and being described by prolific killifish explorer Bela Nagy. They each highlight how new species can emerge from one of Africa's most challenging landscapes, the seasonal wetlands of the Democratic Republic of Congo. There's probably a lot of fish over there not described. So here they got a nice chart of the life cycle, the killifish spawning in the wet season, eggs in the dirt, in development the substrate, the dormant embryo. When it rains, the eggs hatch, and the cycle continues. Nice little chart there. Yes, and I think we're kind of familiar with the temporary pools of the Northobranchius, seasonal fishes. The Killifish Explorer told SHOAL you only have a few weeks each year to find them alive. Just a few weeks each year to find these fish alive. And finding them is complex. If there are a lot of rains, you won't find them. And if you miss the rains, you miss the species. That's kind of an interesting concept to think about, like, because the eggs hatch and they live for a short period of time, like when the water's there. Well, if you don't get there soon enough after it rains, like, it might be too late. Apparently, this guy knows where all the Northos are from. He said, if you show me any of the 100 known Northobranchius species, I can tell you which drainage it comes from. Over time, you learn the typical color combinations associated with each system. When you encounter a population with a pattern that falls outside of known combinations, you immediately know that something may be different. Nagy is the world's prominent voice on Northobranchius. He's built a remarkable level of knowledge over more than 30 African expeditions exploring remote and inhospitable regions in his mission to categorize Northobranchius species. Before each expedition, he plots records against drainage systems and road access using GPS data and satellite imagery. Patterns and gaps emerge. You can see on satellite imagery a pattern of potential locations. If that is an isolated and previously unsurveyed region, then there's a good chance something undiscovered might be there, and that's where to go. So basically, he's got his Pokédex for Northobranchius is the random drainages that he hasn't been to yet. That's like the grayed out spots in his Pokédex for killifish. Oh damn! This is a picture. Look at that. Oh, this man's out with the cows. Fantastic. Oh, I like that. Those cows look, man, they look pretty, man. I'm not gonna lie. Cinnamon Girl said, I was tempted to do the Delaware one on Saturday, but I'm saving my energy for Bucks County. I'm not gonna lie. If I was going to go to an auction this last week, I think the Delaware County had the best auction this last weekend from what I saw by far. I just wasn't able to attend. But like I said, I'm cutting back in general on attending. I'm probably only going to go to like the seasonal auctions for the most part from now on. I might not go to ACM again this year. I'm still debating whether or not I want to go like one last time just to submit a bunch of BAP at once, but I'm going to try not to. But just to support Chad's BAP program, I kind of want to. So 186 said, yep, I'm back for more fish knowledge. You might be in the wrong place. Nick Hardwater said that dude is netting in his jeans, boss move. Yo, he looked like he just got off like a conference call or something. Like he just hopped off the Zoom and started catching, like he just couldn't help himself. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if you're collecting fish in Africa dressed like this, you might have a problem. You know what I mean? You might be taking things too far. This is the guy, the killifish expert, Abila Negi in the field in Tanzania. Someone tell me how to say his name properly if you get the chance. It's Belaнаgy. The E's got a little, spice over it. This is in Tanzania, sampling for Northobranchius in cattle drinking water. So this is like right where the Northos are at, man. Mick says perhaps safer in genes. You know what, Mick? That is quite a good point. I'm not gonna lie. That's quite a good point. Maven says, I'm actually in the process of helping organize a swap for my local area. The closest ones are usually over 2 hours away. Oh, nice. 186 said most likely protecting himself. Okay. Let's see, I would have thought there was like a special, collecting, wet pantsuit or something to wear. You know what I mean? But hey, if jeans do it, that makes sense to me. So we got the rainbow killie. This is one of the new ones, right? Northobrachians iridescens. I'm actually shocked that they haven't named the killifish this yet. You know what I mean? But this does seem to have quite the assortment of colors. Got some blue, we got some red. Yep. Yeah, we got yellow, we got... Let's see, let's look up a rainbow. Let me see. How are we looking here? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Yeah, I guess you could see some of that in there. Not a bad name. What's up, Fishcapades? How's it going? JB Jeffrey says he might have stealth waders on under his jeans. Okay. Kanjan said, if only you knew, never been to Asia, Africa, or South America. Have you been doing this, Mick? So, our killie master identified the Kafila drainage in 2013 as a promising site for new species discovery. So he's been plotting on this for almost a decade. But the marshy ground blocked vehicles from entering, and access ended kilometers short of the pools themselves, pausing his efforts to reach them. It was only in 2023, when conditions finally allowed access, that him and his colleagues were able to traverse a marshy stretch and reach the pools, guided by local villagers to the spot where fish were said to appear after the rains. Initial collecting efforts produced nothing. A fish trap was then placed at a weak inflow, entering the marsh, and after 2 hours it was checked. Inside were 2 males, and he immediately recognized their unfamiliar color pattern. They returned the next day to the same area and found more. His instinct that they belonged to a new species was right, with later morphologic and genetic work confirming the field work. The name iridescens reflects the species' striking multicolored appearance, which stands out even within a genus known for visual excess. Love the writing there. Love it. During the field work, to find recent local development opened the area that had not been unreachable. Yep, the species was named after Boshet Katimo Manda, professor at the University of Lubumbashi, and discoverer of the species for his dedication to the research of ichthyofauna of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Neji told SHOAL, the exciting adventures and numerous challenges faced during this joint expeditions with him will always remain vivid memories. So this is a species known from a single area, and its recognition rests on a combination of color patterns, morphology, chromosomal, and genetic distinctiveness. So here you go. We had to figure out which is the top 10 fish of the new fish. Okay, so keep this in mind. Rainbow killie. Come on. Also, I'm glad the RoboCop is like eating something on stream, because Mick doesn't believe that I feed them. Here's fishers with some fish traps over here. Man, forget about the jeans. He had the jeans and button-up shirt. They're just deep in it, man. I don't know. Maybe this guy needs to just hop in. Ooh, nice. So now we're going to the marbled killie, Northobranchius marmoris. The marbled killie has a precarious history. It was first encountered in 2016 on the road to the region known as the Triangle de la Mort, the Triangle of Death, due to it being a focal point in the ongoing Katanga insurgency. The initial specimens were in poor condition, A fungal infection had swept through them rapidly and all died within hours of capture. Okay, so the ichthyologists are slaughtering some fish too. Fantastic. For years, the species existed only as a question mark. When Nagy returned to the same area in 2023, conditions were different. Healthy fish were found, collected, successfully analyzed. It's kind of interesting hearing about fish being sick in the wild, though. You know what I mean? That's always, like, I just put a little note to self. You know what I mean? Fish do get sick. All right. Morphology and genetic work confirmed the species was distinct with unique chromosomal structures, and live individuals eventually established in captivity where they proved robust once removed from the stresses of transport. So this is on the road to the Triangle of Death due to it being a focal point in an insurgency. So here you go. You see the path going through in the Triangle of Death. This is crazy. Yo, studying fish in the Congo is not for the faint of heart. Mick says, Nagy is a nothobranchius legend, been spreading knowledge for 20 years or more. One of your friends, Mick? You're good friends. JP says, do you think they have fish tanks at home? I mean, I'm not sure. Mick said, been offered to join trips to Guyana for collecting Ivanacarp and Maculatopus killies, and also offered to join killifish with my friend in Tanzania. Why haven't you done it, Mick? Escapade said, wish me luck. I'll have tomorrow the 40 breeder and the new 56 tall angel tank with scapes, hopefully intact on Wednesday. I don't know how I'll pull it off, but at least no stairs, literally going next door. Ooh, that next door is very convenient. Good luck. Good luck to Fishcapades. Never met him. Do you know how to say his name properly? Because that would be helpful. Okay, we have the doobie killie, Northobranchius dubiensis, discovered under demanding conditions in vast marshy area in forest savanna. Fieldwork took place in remote areas where logistics were stretched thin and food and water were limited. Local fish traps set by villagers for subsistence fishing became key tools for sampling. By dividing efforts across multiple sites, the team collected enough material to recognize that the species inhabiting the swampy area around Dubai village did not match any known member of the genus. As with the others, confirmation came through careful comparison and genetic analysis. The name dubiensis reflects the locality, anchoring the species to a specific place within the vast Congolese landscape. Here we have the type locality of the killie. You can see some wetlands here. We got some very, these are very aesthetic, well hauled out canoe type looking things. I like that. It's in there swimming for some fish. Lots of grass around the edges. Killifish, man. You would just never know that inside of this would be just a new species of killies just looking at it, Well, unless you're a killifish expert, then you probably would. No, wait, the killifish expert said it. Look, these pools look insignificant, Nagy says, but each one can hold a species found nowhere else on Earth. See? And there he is. Looks like he's taking a picture, perhaps, of a fish. And just think, any pool like this could just have a completely unique species in it. Fishcapade said, I feel like LRB did it the smart way, just sold the house fish room and started again. Genius. Anyways, I'm paying attention now. That's funny. Bella Noj is how we say his name here in Sweden and Denmark. Noj. We're getting there. Okay. Seasonal killifish are inherently vulnerable. They depend on intact, wet-dry cycles and the structural integrity of small wetlands. Disrupt the hydrology and the entire life cycle collapses. Of the 100 Northobranchius listed on the IUCN Red List, more than 1/4 are included on SHOAL's list of priority species for conservation, and nearly 3/4 are threatened with extinction. Against that backdrop, the 2025 descriptions feel urgent. Noche making me more confused. Where our killifish master's expeditions have contributed to roughly 1/3 of the known species. Damn. His Congo journeys are documented in his book, Road into the Deep Unknown and Return to the Land of Rains. Ooh, I need to put that on the list of books I need to acquire. 100 full-color photographs and maps, beautifully printed for an immersive experience in the discovery of new species. Ooh, okay. Cool photo, too. I like that. With recount motorcycle crossings, impassable mud roads, stuck vehicles, and negotiations with local chiefs before sampling even began. According to researchers, there's no other place in Africa with this level of adventure. From my friend, he was in Ghana. I think he traveled to some adjacent countries, but it does seem like traveling over there, depending on what you're doing, it is just one big adventure. And you know, adventures, they come with good and they come with bad. That's kind of what adventure has, up and downs. You know what I mean? That's what makes it an adventure. So definitely, it's something I'm curious about, but I don't know if I'm prepared for. Behind the adventure is a craft honed over decades, reading landscapes, predicting isolation, recognizing divergence at a glance. It's not luck, he says, it's a pattern. The rainbow killie, Ketamomundaz killie, the marble killie, and doobie killie are markers of how much remains undocumented in one of Africa's least surveyed regions, and how quickly the window to describe them can close. In seasonal wetlands, time is compressed. Life unfolds in weeks, and extinction can unfold silently between one rainy season and the next. Without a name, Bella says, a species can disappear between rains. But I said, prepare to get a vaccine. Yeah, I probably need like 20 of them. Ghana got some cool annual killies. I know. And I think Adonis tetras are found there. I'm trying to think of what other killies I remember. But yeah, I need some vaccine. That's one of those things, like, I need to have some like funds before I do my Africa trip, because I need to make sure someone is there to really keep me from doing something dumb and making a mistake and then ruining the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Like, catch a disease, get bitten by the wrong animal, I don't know. Might need security depending on where we're at. I mean, it's not something you just go do on your own. Alright, so here he is again, sampling with one of them big nets. They asked him... Okay. I'm gonna... Let me make sure I put the link to this, by the way, in the chat and pin it. Because when I do these things, I like to leave some stuff that I don't read so people can go back and read it and appreciate the work put into the article. So they have an interview here with the killifish master. If you want to read the whole thing, please check out the link. I got it pinned in the chat for now. They asked him how many species is discovered or described. He says, to date, I've described more than 30 species, primarily within the Northobranchius, though not exclusively. Over time, I developed a secondary research focus on other members of the order Cyprinodontiforms, particularly lamp eyes. Let's go! In the genera such as Lystricola and Micropanchex, the connection is ecological. While seasonal Northobranchius complete their entire life cycle within temporary wetland pools, lamp eyes often enter these habitats during peak flooding to breed. As water levels recede, some populations become trapped in shrinking pools. As a result, both groups frequently occur in the same seasonal systems. Working in these habitats, therefore, provides opportunities to document multiple components of the fish community. I've described several lamp eye species as well, and additional material collected during recent expeditions is currently under study. Fieldwork in remote regions often yields research questions that take years to fully resolve. And here is a new lamp eye species found together in the same habitat with the Ketamomundaz killie, Lystricola gemma, little short little fish. Let's see, does it say this is a wild caught male. Does got a nice blue eye. Not the most color on the body ever, but the anal and dorsal fin got a little bit of a greenish, yellowish shading to them, with a little bit of blue on the top of the dorsal. We got Northobranchius brini. Here's a wild caught male. It's kind of an interesting looking Northo. It's got like cheetah print, black spots, like a yellow background. The caudal has a bright blue outline on the end of it. And then the anal fin's got the cheetah pattern, but then there's a bar at the bottom that's black with a short little bar that's kind of more like yellow orange spots. It's kind of interesting. Definitely a little bit, that looks a little bit different than, for me, my struggle with Northos is the more of them I see, the more they kind of all blend together to me. This one does kind of stand out as looking unique though. Mick said, Bella started producing his own Northo magazine with great photos and printed in laminate paper so it wouldn't be destroyed by us nerds in our moist plus water dripping fish room. That's hilarious. Looks neat. I bet in person they look better than the lamp eyes look better. Yeah, probably. 186 said, my daughter went to South Africa on a high school class trip. That's awesome. I just, as an adult, left I went to Canada when I was a kid, but like I went to Scotland and England for the first time like a couple of years ago, and it was really cool. If you can get out there anywhere in the world, please do it. Africa kind of seems like a really fun adventure to go on. I'd love to do that one day. 26 said, my daughter went to South Africa on a high school class trip. Beautiful, amazing pictures and wildlife, and even gave back to the local school children. Flip-flops were a huge hit for the locals. That's funny. Can you describe a particularly memorable expedition? I'll let you guys read this for that. Let's try and get in some of these fish, okay? Let's get into some of these fish. Looks like we just have here's a little advertisement they did for the book. So if there's one message I would emphasize is that many of the world's most extraordinary biological stories unfold in small, easily overlooked habitats. Protecting them requires not only research but awareness, and sometimes simply taking the time to look into a temporary pool after the rain. Now here we have an armored spine killifish, Aramodon yetateku, and a pectoral spine killifish, Pantanodon lyingi. It just looks like we just have drawings of them. They kind of look like live bearers, which I guess makes sense. Let's see, location. This looks like Kenya. Highlight retrieved from badly degraded vile specimens. Okay. Some new species arrive with the romance of expedition field notes, mud-splattered boots, remote headwaters, a fish seen alive for the first time in a sunlit pool. But the armored spine killifish and the pectoral spine killifish come from a story rooted in museum shelves, overlooked jars, and specimens in poor condition that still had a scientific surprise to give. Yo, what's up, couple fish? So what's up, fish huggers? How's it going? Fish Capay said, I've never been out of the country. It's a travesty. I mean, it took me a while, but, you know, it's never too late. One day, if you're able to, do it. Honestly, even if it's just a cruise, because I did a cruise that stopped in the Bahamas, which I guess counts. Even that was, you know, pretty cool. It was much more affordable. Both species were revealed during research on undetermined material held in the collection of Alexander Koenig Museum in Bonn, Germany. The fishes had been deposited there by the heir of the late German ichthyologist Lothar Segers, who died in 2018, leaving what the authors described as a posthumous legacy, 2 undescribed species of spine killifish. I'm not gonna lie, my legacy better not be, it gotta be a fish that sounds better than this. Some spine killifish, I'm sorry. At least give me the rainbow killifish. Okay, you guys gotta open some more of his vials. Edward Mienma, one of the taxonomists who, along with Jean Huber, described the species, told SHOAL that he knew a panodon-like fish had been caught in Ethiopia, but we couldn't determine where the specimens had been deposited. When we finally found them in the museum, we were shocked by their condition. Fortunately, the key features, the hook and claws on the pelvic fin, details of 1 to 2 millimeters were still preserved and sufficient to demonstrate that this was not only a new species, but also a very special one. We can't wait for these fish to be imported live in the future. So And this Gene Huber guy looks very familiar, so I feel like I've read something related to him. So this is a fish they were able to describe without seeing a live specimen. They had just a very poor condition, preserved one. And I'm not even familiar with this group, but we have Aeromenon up here, Panodon, and Elyterodon. You can see the different places that they've been found here. Wow. Okay. It's kind of hard without the pictures to see the same level of type locality. But that's some of the stuff from Africa. Let's see what they got going on in Asia. I'm kind of excited for South America, I'm not gonna lie. I've only been to Mexico, but I went to Scotland. I have extensive Scottish ancestry, Ireland, and to Finland. I've just been to Scotland and the United Kingdom. You know what I mean? England is my city. I think it was Bella who used a field photo catching Achilles after they saw him pics that some lions are watching them from behind in some high grass. Jeez, man. No, thank you. Oh, man, that RoboCop is really going in on that. Come on, man. I need a food sponsor, okay? I'm running low on food. Send me a bunch of food. Let's see if it's any good. Look, your food could be on camera, being perfectly chilled, being eaten by some rare fish, okay? I'm just saying. Come on. Let's get the chilling up in this place. Yo, can you imagine just like I come on stream one day, it's like 5 banner ads directly on screen. All right, anyways. Stiffodon gobies, let's go. Something a little bit different. Mick said, great to see the RoboCops doing well. See, I told you that they're eating things, Mick. You never believe me. We have Rennie Stiffodon hediae. The researchers are Nurijana, Giustiano, Horiono, and Wibuwo. Location, the Malconi Village, Egano Island, Bengkulu Province, Sumatra, Indonesia. And highlights, migrates from sea to river, climbing up waterfalls hundreds of times their length to reach headwaters to spawn, and they're only known from one tributary. Let's go. Stiffodon gobies are among the most captivating freshwater fish of Southeast Asia and Pacific Islands. These small, often brightly colored gobies inhabit swift, clear streams flowing to the sea and are famous for their amphidromous life cycle. Adults live and breed in rivers, larvae drift to the ocean, and juveniles swim back upstream to grow and reproduce. The genus is rich, with species displaying a bewildering variety of colors, fin shapes, and microhabitat preferences, many of which are restricted to single island or river systems. Prior to 2025, some 34 species were recognized globally, with Indonesia itself home to multiple endemic members of the group. Rennie Stiffodon is distinguished from all its congeners by a unique combination of morphological traits, notably its filamentous fourth spine on the first dorsal fin, scale counts, and patterns of body proportions and fin lengths. Can you imagine you're one of the scientists like drawing short straws and, you know, you get the one where you have to count the scales on the fish? Bro. Huber got his very picky views on taxonomy. I heard not all taxonomers are sharing his views. Friendly version. Yo, did they name him Huber for his hubris? Come on, man. It's right there. Fishcape said such a weird name for it. RoboCop? Look, it's Nanopatoma RoboCop. I don't know. It's not described. You know, this should have been on the list. I'll be mad if I scroll down here and it is on the list, but they should have gotten to the RoboCops this year. The holotype and series of paratypes of Rennie Stiffodon were collected from shallow, swift rainforest streams on Egano Island, a remote offshore island southwest of Sumatra in the Bengkulu Province, Indonesia. These small streams are typical Stiffodon habitats, clear, shaded waters over sandy or rocky substrates where gobies cling to rocks and graze on algae. Also, shout out a couple of fish, bro. He's one of the people I know that keeps fish that like to graze on algae. And I thought that he's been posting... Are you posting videos publicly of these fish yet? Or have you just been posting private YouTube links? 'Cause I was going to say, He's been posting a lot of videos in the discords of like fish. So if you got one of some Stiffidons, let me know so I can pull up on screen or anything similar. Cause I love that big mouth thing that you got. That looks like it's got a mustache. All right. Whew. The species epithet Hediatiae honors Rennie Cornea Hadiati, a pioneering Indonesian ichthyologist whose advanced work understanding of Southeast Asia's freshwater ichthyofauna. Like all members of the subfamily Sicydinae, Rennie Stiffidon inherits the extraordinary anatomical adaptation of highly developed suction discs formed by the fusion of the paired pelvic fins. This feature defines the entire group and is a key part of their success in the fast-flowing rocky streams they inhabit. In many fish, pelvic fins are used simply for steering or stabilizing in water. In gobies, however, the pelvic fins are tightly fused and flattened into functional adhesive disc. This disc generates suction through negative pressure, allowing the fish to grip on smooth rocks and submerged surfaces, even in torrents of current. And Bamba Aquascaping. Finally, he logged into Bamba. It's been like his car detailing account. Now we got real life Bamba in the chat. Let's go. Bamba Aquascaping said, Aquarium Co-op will send you some micro fish food. Honestly, bro, I need them to send me the nuggets. Aquarium Co-op, if they sent me the nuggets, I would happily test them on stream. And if I like them, I'd feed them on stream all the time. Because that fish does look kind of promising. Because it reminds me of Bug Buffet, which I like. Because Jody has sent some to me very generously. And it's kind of like something you can crush up. And I do very much enjoy that. Mikim said, I heard Discus North continue to try some Discus foods. Really? Johnny says, gobies hard to breed or not? Probably harder to breed since most of them need a saltwater stage. And they apparently climb up waterfalls to get back. So I don't know how it all works. Jacob said, Johnny, have you seen darter fish before? Mick said, my experience, Stiffidons are hardy and fun fish, cool fish. I haven't kept them before, actually. Fishcape said, I'm addicted to pandagars, speaking of grazers, raising a group of 7 right now. Pandagars are super cool fish. They're very active and eat quick. Fishcape said, I just got the nuggets. It's better than Bug Buffet. IMO, easier to squish. Okay, well, someone's going to have to give me some. Okay, someone's going to have to give me some so I can try it. Maybe I'll try eat it. I mean, it's called nuggets after all. I got a little snacky in the fish room. Hey, my hands are on fish food already anyway. No cross-contamination. Pop it in the mouth. In the wild, Amphidromus gobies must complete remarkable upstream migrations after their oceanic larval phase, often having to scale steep, rocky cascades and waterfalls 10 to 100 times their own body length to reach headwater spawning and feeding habitats. Different Cystinae species can exhibit impressive climbing feats based on this adhesive system. Some Pacific Island gobies use inching behaviors, alternately attaching and releasing suction with their pelvic discs and sometimes even their mouths to crawl up waterfalls. Others employ a power burst style, rapidly undulating their bodies and re-anchoring their pelvic discs to make progress against gravity. Although Rennie Stiffidon itself has not been observed scaling waterfalls, detailed behavioral ecology awaits dedicated field study. Its membership in Stiffidon and close affinity to others Cystinae suggests it possesses the same specialized adhesive anatomy that allows these gobies to master some of the most challenging freshwater environments on oceanic islands. Whew. Interesting, Rennie Stiffidon has already made a name for itself among aquarium hobbyists before scientific description, as it's been sold widely in Asian aquarium shops under the informal name Pink Neon Goby, due to its appealing coloration and slender form. Nurjana notes that the ornamental fish collectors in Indonesia captured adults extensively for export to Southeast Asian markets where demand and prices for novel gobies can be high. She also mentions the species faces pressure from the ornamental trade. She told SHOAL, based on my personal observations, the species has a high exploitation rate, as its post-larvae are caught monthly when migrating to rivers for consumption. while adult fish are caught massively for export to various countries as ornamental fish due to high demand, resulting in a rather fantastic price for these fish. So the post larvae are caught monthly for consumption, and then the adult fish are caught for the ornamental trade. So they're exploiting this fish from multiple different life stages. Here we see Nurjirana, the lead researcher of the team from the Dan's Fish Laboratory. No, I'm joking. Go with the specimen there. Okay, it's not been evaluated for the IUCN Red List yet, so, but it has been now described. Let's go to the next one. A loach. Okay, come on. Couple fish. Where's the flow gang at? Well, it looks like a cave loach, so I don't know how much flow, but still. I like all three of the new co-op foods, and they do the fish, so they're in stable, and so do the fish, so they're in stable rotation now. SC Catahella said, are peacock gudgeons hard to breed? Do they like swamp tanks? Peacock gudgeons are very easy to breed, so they could probably survive even the most smelly, disgusting of swamp tanks. Unless Mexicali's keeping it, then I don't know, man. He'd be putting like desert sand and rocks and cactuses in his tanks. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Jacob said, darters similar to gobies, same type of body for fast moving water, and they're native. BTD darters has native darters and shiners. I kind of want some mud minnows. Darters are pretty cute, not gonna lie. Maven said, SC, from what I hear, peacock gudgeons just like good water parameters in caves and their spawn. I haven't had the opportunity. Yes. In fact, one of the few videos I've done on this channel is about peacock gudgeons, and I do go over breeding them. So I'm just going to plug my own video. I do have a video on peacock gudgeons. Holy. It's rare this happens, but there you go. You picked one of the two fish that could be true for. Alright. Yang's Plateau Loach, Triplophisa yangi. Researchers are Zhang, Chao, Song, and Yin Yang. Location is subterranean river, the Nanpezhang River drainage in the Yunnan province in China. Has an idiosyncratic appearance. Okay, let me just look up this. Idiosyncratic. I just want to remember the exact definition. Peculiar individual. Okay. Describes behaviors that are and characteristics that are peculiar, unique, or highly individualistic to a specific person or thing. Okay, so it's a unique fish. Got it. It has an idiosyncratic appearance, unique appearance with an interior swim bladder, unlike anything else. This is a crazy first sentence. A couple fish said the north side of... I need to figure out the way of spawning my darn pandagars. A couple fish said I'd love to go to Tibet and catch some little guys. The northern side of the plateau is pretty cool evolution-wise. And Jacob said I'm big on unique characteristics. No, we only say idiosyncratic characteristics here. Try again, buddy. But yeah, this first sentence... There's something wonderfully unsettling about a cave fish that looks as though it's wearing its own life jacket. Yang's Plateau Loach is a newly described freshwater loach from the karst subterranean rivers of the Yunnan province, southwest China. The creature is shaped by permanent darkness and defined by a swim bladder unlike anything else documented for Chinese cave fishes. Yo, shaped by permanent darkness, man. Me and this fish got a lot in common. I'm not gonna lie. Another new species, Triplophisa winshanensis, discovered in the same Yunnan cave system, which is part of a landscape famous for cave biodiversity. The phylogenetic analysis placed both new species within the hypogean cave group of Triplophisa, increasing the number of cave-adapted Triplophisa species reported in that study from 39 to 41. Couple fish said gobies are such a huge group. Choose an eco niche and there's a goby there. Alright. Volcano. Jacob said, what do you say, Nick? We only say what? Idiosyncratic. And on what? Wednesdays we wear pink? We're just making all signs of rules here. Like many obligate cave fishes, Yang's plateau loaches show classic troglomorphic features such as loss of pigmentation and eye reduction. In this case, reduced but still discernible eye dots. But what makes the fish instantly memorable is its silhouette. Holy! The species has a bilaterally expanded interior swim bladder chambers that protrude from enlarged bony capsules, distending the body wall and becoming externally visible. A striking trait in live specimens, it also has highly developed pectoral and pelvic fins with filamentous extensions, giving it a slightly otherworldly, delicate look. It's like the long fin snow white bristlenose pleco of cave loaches. Quite a contrast to the hard mineral world it inhabits. Man, this writer is spitting. The hard mineral world? This better not be AI, man. Permanent darkness? Like, I'm rocking. When I first saw Triple Face of Yangi, I was deeply attracted by its unique appearance, recalls Professor Wansheng Jiang. The two protruding sacs are like an encircling life buoy, paired with enlarged pectoral and pelvic fins that help maintain the balance of the water. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'll try not to be mature about this. Yes, when I first saw it, I was deeply attracted by its appearance. The two protruding sacs are like encircling life buoy, paired with enlarged pectoral and pelvic fins that help maintain balance in the water. It doesn't move much, likely to conserve energy, appearing like an aircraft hovering in the middle of the water. The authors highlight that expanded interior swim bladder chambers may represent an innovative stygomorphic trait among Chinese cavefish, hypothesizing that they function as a unique energy-saving buoyancy mechanism in the food-limited environment of an underground river. The ability to remain suspended with minimal effort could be a decisive advantage. That's kind of cool. Like, oh I thought my computer was charging this whole time, and then it just started dying because it wasn't charging. My bad. I just plugged it in. We should be good now. He thought he got me with the volcano. Gobi's been there. Which Gobi's in the volcano, couple fish? No Gobi's in the volcano. Come on. I can't believe Mick got behind. This is crazy. Okay, but yeah, being able to float in the middle of the water is kind of a cool trick. A 2025 genetic study on the species further explores evolutionary implications within the genus, adding genomic context to this remarkable morphology. Zhang notes that further genomic work is ongoing, led by his doctoral student Jihan Xiao, as part of a broader effort to deepen understanding of Chinese cavefish evolution. This loach is a small, elongate, scaleless loach with diagnostic characters centered on their distinct swim bladder configuration, alongside fin development and reduced eyes. Reduced eyes. Key features: absence of scales, reduced but discernible eye dots, pectoral fin reaching the pelvic fin origin, pelvic fin tip reaching the anus, and expanded interior swim bladder chambers protruding beyond the bony capsule. Cuttlefish said they might be extinct, but maybe not. Lake Tao also has the only solid freshwater sardine. Jacob said they look badass. He's telling the truth. I like it. Okay. David said I'm becoming enamored with wild bettas. Well, I got a stream for you soon. The species epithet Yangi honors Dr. Juxing Yang, a prominent Chinese ichthyologist. Okay. Collecting the species was no small task. Ooh, man, look at this photo. Golly. It's kind of like, because I think snow white bristlenose plecos are probably, the long fin ones are probably some of the coolest bristlenose plecos. But this kind of looked like if the pleco body plan was a bit cooler. This is like a sports car pleco. You know what I mean? This is a cool looking fish. I'm not gonna lie. Collecting the species was no small task. Zhang explains his collaborator, Hongfu Yang, and his assistant had to descend dozens of meters from the cave entrance to reach the underground river. A simple pathway built by local villagers during dry seasons made access somewhat easier, but it also revealed a tension. Human extraction of water from these systems poses a threat to the fragile subterranean habitat. As early as 2013, Zhang and colleagues published a letter in Science highlighting drought and risk to Chinese cave species. We do not want to see new species of cavefish, especially unique ones like this, go extinct due to habitat destruction before they're even discovered, he says. Protecting cavefish and mitigating conflicts with human development are key efforts as we're currently engaged in and will continue to prioritize in the future. And now we see some more pictures of it. I think these must be the swim bladders here on the side protruding. I've had to guess. It does have quite the ethereal underwater dragon kind of look to it. Dang. It's a nice loach. Alright, so that is the Trypophysa yangi loach, cave loach. Okay. Now we have the Shan mountain cave loach, Clea SCET. Shit. Man, they're killing me with this one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I will say that this loach looks significantly less cool than the last one. Maven said Falcor is the shit. Yeah, got some never-ending story looking loach. Okay, so what's up with this loach? The Yangtze River Basin, Shan Province, China. The only Clea species that has adapted to cave-dwelling traits with reduced pigmentation in eyes, okay? In 2023 and 2024, members of the Shan Cave Exploration Team clipped into their ropes and rappelled 50 meters into the darkness of the Choin Dolomite Cave in the Shan Province, southwest China. Down in the darkness, they wound their way 300 meters through twisting passages before reaching an underground river. The cave stretches to approximately 1 kilometer in explorable length, and SCET had surveyed it many times before the cave exploration team. Okay. So they've been down there before, but on these occasions, something unknown flickered in the beam of their head torches. The fish they netted was pale, almost translucent, with markedly reduced pigmentation in eyes, and did not resemble the surface-dwelling loaches known from this region. Prior to 2025, the genus Clea comprised a small and little-known group of loaches from surface waters in southwest China. None were associated with subterranean life. The Shan Mountain cave loaches changed that. It's the first known obligate troglobitic species in the genus, the only Clea species fully adapted to life in caves. Unlike its congeners which retain normal pigmentation and functional eyes, the Shan Mountain cave loach exhibits the classic hallmarks of cave evolution: loss of body color, reduction of eyes, and a ghostly appearance that immediately sets it apart. Evolutionarily, it belongs to a lineage not previously associated with subterranean habitats. The discovery therefore expands not just the known diversity of cave fishes, but also the ecological breadth of its entire genus. According to Zhao, other loaches occasionally wash into the cave from surface waters during floods, citing Misernus angulosilicatus as an example, though no other resident species are known. The cave itself hosts bats, specialized cave insects, including blind ground beetles and a blind rove beetle. In this lightless ecosystem, the Shan Mountain cave loach appears to occupy a predator-free niche. Zhao notes it has no natural predators in the underground river. Details about its species' life cycle, diet, and behavior remain unknown. It's extremely localized and only known from this type locality. And here you see them rappelling down the cave, squeezing through narrow vertical shafts or plunging into icy subterranean rivers feels like opening a gift box that's been sealed by time, they say. Oh my god. Oh, this is just disgusting. You already know what's going on. I'm going to read it, but you've heard it before. Although the cave is remote, it's not isolated from human activity. The entrance functions as a sinkhole, and during flood season, significant quantities of household waste are washed into the system. The cave also lies adjacent to farmland, raising concerns about pesticides and fertilizer runoff entering the underground river. Man, this is just... They're basically wading through garbage in an underground cave. Come on! That's sad. SC also said that last one looks like... Oh, you're the one that said never end their story. 186 said I'll stick with my panda loaches. I know. We need to get to South America. That's a cave. Cave would be a dream tank. Super consistent temp. Low light would be tight. Okay. Jacob said this is half of people's actual fish tanks. It's just garbage. Couple fish said keep all the cave tank. What the heck are you saying? Keep all the cave tank. I'm trying to understand, bro. I'm trying, but sometimes you're just too advanced for me. That's a nasty swamp cave. Yeah. Here we go. No filter. Just garbage. Okay. So the species has a narrow extreme distribution, but it has not yet reached a threshold to be considered threatened under IUCN standards. But obviously, since it's in one cave system, it's precarious. Here we have more pictures from the type locality and pictures of the loach itself in the water. Now this looks a lot better. I'm not seeing the trash here. Where's the SpongeBob decor? Honestly, every time I see pictures of like China, like the nature, you know, not like the cities and stuff, it looks so beautiful in China. Like they have some crazy landscapes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it just looks like a dream. All right, Europe. Let's see, Europe. They had 3 new species. Let's see what they got to offer here. We got the Anatolian minnow. And I don't think they have pictures and stuff of every single new fish. I think they just got a couple, and then they'll have a list at the end. But sorry, just trying to reseat myself here. Mick said, "Holy, humanity stinks." Yeah. We got the Anatolian minnow, Phoxinus cuttletti. One researchers, Bay Celebi, location stream Coca in the neighborhood of Kalkim, Kanakel province, Turkey, or Turkey, Turkiye. Beautiful sexual dimorphism, and demonstrates that there are new species hidden behind species-wide ranges. Looks like a little minnow here. It's got these kind of bumps on the fish. They always kind of, I don't like them. Kind of make me feel a little weird. But yeah, looks like a cool fish. The genus Phoxinus phoenixus, Phoxinus, has been steadily increasing the number of minnow species across Europe and West Asia for decades. What was once treated as a handful of species is now increasingly understood as a patchwork of local lineages, sometimes separated by only a valley or two, but distinct enough to be a separate species. And Obama said, Jess fed the microworms to all the tanks. Holy, what a hookup. What did you think, man? What do you think of the microworms? 186 said, I stick to my man cave. That's funny. Mick said, and you're worried about keeping a sticker tank? In June 2025, ichthyologist Ezra Basilebi added another piece to that puzzle, the Phoenixus codalati, the Anatolian minnow, a newly described species from Turkey, currently known for just a few streams draining to the Black Sea and the Marmara Sea. Based on the material examined in the original description, the Anatolian minnow is presently known from 3 named streams, the Koka stream and the drainage of Lake Menez, the Marmara Sea Basin, and the Ulder and Aguni streams, the Black Sea Basin. Bamba says, they're fucking up the worms. Seem like the method. Okay, they're liking the worms. I like that. The gourami too. Yo, I gave Bamba a microworm culture, and by the time that he got home, it was climbing up the sides like crazy. You know, sometimes you give people a live food culture, like, okay, you know, I got good cultures, but who knows? You know what I mean? Like, let's see how they like it. Yeah, Bamba hasn't done live cultures like that before, you know. So, but check out, this is the picture he sent me when he got home after driving for like 30 minutes Or the worms climbing the sides? Come on. Tell me in the chat, did I hook them up with a nice microworm culture or did I not? Okay, that's not bad after 30 minutes. Come on. You tell me in the chat. All right. So So they studied the combined. What the? Something just fell in the fish. What was that? I must investigate what just fell. I can't tell. I don't know why. I have no idea. I don't know even why I got up. I'd never be able to tell. I just thought I'd see Ada running off, but I guess the ghost is here. All right. So the formal diagnosis emphasizes that the Antolian minnow is separated from other Phoxenus species by a combination of features. Key traits highlighted include breast scaling pattern in males. The underside of the chest is covered in scales, but with a small bare patch at the front. A subtle but consistent difference from several closely related minnows, where this area is either fully scaled or patterned differently. Spawning period color pattern in males. This species shows a striking breeding palette, including a light green stripe, sides that become distinctly green, and a yellowish line from the pectoral region toward the anal fin origin. A blue spot between the eye and the mouth in males, plus a white spot in front of the anal and pectoral fins, both noted as absent in some close relatives. And then finally, scale count and body shaped. It has more scales along the centrolateral line, typically 77 to 90, compared with the 60 to 69 in close relative, and a noticeably slimmer tail base, giving the fish a more streamlined profile. Okay, there we go. It has not been assessed for the IUCN list. And here we go. This is one of the waterways it comes from, the minnow habitat. This is looking a bit more familiar than the cave. Oh, here we got some collectors here. No jeans? See, this is what I would expect. You know what I mean? Look. They got the boots on, they got the waiter. They don't look like they just got off the conference call, the Zoom meeting. You know what I mean? All right, North America. Sicklefin red horse, Apalacheola red horse, the Birmingham darter, and the Gurley darter. Okay, some native North American fish. Come on, let's go. Let's see. I should be able to say some more of these names at the locations. Researchers at Jenkins, Favre, Freeman, Albanensis, Armbruster, Aiken, Jenkins, and Armbruster. Location: Apalachicola, Chattahoochee, Flint River systems, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Ecofino Creek, St. Andrews Bay drainage, northwestern Florida, upper Hawessi, and upper Little Tennessee River drainages, the Tennessee River Basin, North Carolina, and Georgia, USA. Highlight: the sicklefin red horse is perhaps the largest truly new North American species discovered in the last century. Thank you. M. Broom said Apalachicola. Thank you. You know, most of you have accepted that I'm just going to mess up the pronunciation of things, but if anyone wants to help me out, please feel free. Apalachicola. There we go. Thank you. What's up, Mitchell? By the way, thank you very much for your comment on the carbon block and sediment filter. I definitely think I'm going to try and go that way. Adam LH96 said the bumps are called nuptial tubercles. It doesn't make them seem any more attractive to me, but I guess, nuptial tubercles. I guess the name does help a little bit. So in 2025, an unexpected milestone was achieved in American ichthyology, the formal scientific description of two freshwater fish species from the Catostomidae family that had long been in plain sight. Known to enthusiasts and biologists for decades, these large, muscular suckers are now officially recognized species of red horse, and a culturally and ecologically significant group of river fishes. The recognition is a reminder that even in some of the most intensely studied regions of the United States, freshwater biodiversity is still being clarified. Species may be familiar, but formal taxonomy takes time, patience, and resources. So, the southern Appalachian giant sickle fin red horse, Moxostoma ugadatli. Mick said, microworms ought to be awesome food for your licorice gourami bamba. That's what he got them for. He got some microworms from me, and I gave him some Daphnia magna. He's going to start a Daphnia magna tank. Adam said, large muscular suckers is crazy. Look, he said it, not me, okay? He said it, not me. Okay. In recent history, has been living for decades under the noses of scientists in the rivers of southeastern Appalachian Mountains, known to local communities and admired for fish biologists for its striking form. It was only described in ichthyology and herpetology in early 2025 as Moxostoma ugadatli. Found in a small network of rivers in southwestern North Carolina and northern Georgia, the sicklefin red horse inhabits part of the Hiwassee and Little Tennessee River basins, which are home to some of the most biodiverse temperate freshwater faunas in the world. Its name, ugadatli, derives from the Cherokee language meaning wearing a feather, a nod to the fish's most distinctive feature, not its muscular sucking, a tall, sickle-shaped dorsal fin that can resemble a feather cutting through water. In life, the fish have an olive, brassy body with dusky lower fins that shimmer yellow or orange, and a reddish tail that gives the red horse their common name. Growing to 1/2 meter or more and living for over 2 decades, the sicklefin red horse stands out not just in morphology, but also in the lore surrounding it. The researchers who describe it suggest the species is perhaps, yes, the largest truly new North American species discovered in the last century. Okay. Robert E. Jenkins, a pioneer in suckerfish taxonomy, first noted its distinctiveness in 1992. More than 3 decades of careful morphological work followed before its status as a distinct species was formally confirmed. Historically, the sicklefin red horse was a staple species for the eastern band of Cherokee Indians harvested during seasonal runs, much like salmon in the Pacific Northwest. Large stone weirs built by indigenous people can still be found in these mountains, silent reminders of a time when the red horses were a significant source of protein and cultural practice. Stone weirs, by the way, I just wanted to look them up so you could see. But they're fish traps, so you can see. So that's when they say once were a sign that they were an important, protein source. You can see the fish can swim down here. Got the narrow opening. Got a nice, sustainable, durable fishing structure. As Google AI says. Pretty cool. Not gonna lie, man. Humans are very, very innovative. Very innovative. Today, pressures from dams, habitat loss, and water quality degradation have confined the species to fragmented reaches of its formal range. Although not yet federally protected, it's considered endangered in Georgia and threatened in North Carolina, reflecting the vulnerability of freshwater specialists with restricted distribution. So here we go. The red horse. I'm going to go back up here just so you can see. It has a pretty red tail there. Now, am I putting this in my aquarium? If I have a big-ass native aquarium, perhaps. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have to see this fish swimming. Let me see if I can see it swimming. Because they said it was just described. Yeah. That seems like a pretty big pretty big fish. Yeah, maybe that's not going in an aquarium. Probably. Not mine, at least. Man, that thing is a unit. Alright. Next fish. A river icon from the Gulf Coast. Embroon said many... Well, I wasn't going to call him ugly, but you know what? You did it for me. Emperor said many of the ugly fishes like the red horse, stone rollers, and chubs create spawning nests that all the pretty fish use, like assorted shiners and dace. Yep. One of my first things that started making me want to do more rock piles was when I saw the video of like, yeah, the fish that make the rock nests, but then the fact all the other fish use them, I was like, okay, that might be onto something. Okay, Mick likes the red horse. Red horse looks like a cool one. Well, we have Moxostoma antulernare. While the sticklefin red horse was nailed down by taxonomists, another red horse had been waiting in scientific limbo for even longer. The fish now known as the Appalachicola. I'm scrolling up to Mick telling me how to say that one last time. Yeah, Appalachicola red horse, officially described in Zootaxa in late 2025, had been formally recognized for more than half a century. The groundwork had been laid decades earlier by the late Robert Bob Jenkins, a towering figure in North American ichthyology. Jenkins compiled notes and measurements as early as 1969, convinced he was looking at a distinct species, but progress stalled. So he had described it in 1969, like guessing it was unique, but didn't ever end up confirming it. Bob had it pretty well described in 1969, Atkins says, but ended up remeasuring around 200 species to make sure everything was consistent for the type material. This species inhabits the Appalachicola River drainage, a broad network spanning through Georgia, Alabama, and Florida, as well as Ecofino Creek and St. Andrews Bay system of Florida. Within this basin, identification is relatively straightforward. Oh my. Oh my. The biggest thing I wanted to drive home, Atkins explains, is that we're not discovering species, we're describing them. A species is a species, whether we describe it or not. Choosing a name was not simple. The team considered honoring indigenous language roots and explored several alternatives, but none felt entirely right. The naming thing is what I agonize over the most. It's not trivial, Atkins said. The species was named Antulernare before the moon, which reflects the idea that the species existed well before it was formally recognized and long before humans set foot on the moon. Okay. I'm be honest, when he says that most of the names that come up for these fish, it does not feel like they agonized over them. I'm be honest. So I appreciate the work that went into the naming of some of these fish, because most of the time, when they named the fish something, we're like, okay, yeah, you named it blackfish. Fantastic. Oh, the red fish. Like, you know what I mean? So I appreciate the creativity and effort that went in. This is like a very deep meaning for a fish name, which I appreciate. And it looks like they're not really worried about the survival of this one. So, fantastic. Now, darters have already come up in the chat several times. So here we go to the darter. Mick said a red horse in limbo. That's something for Steven and Jenna to show in their AI show. Oh, there you go. So here we have the Birmingham darter with a male and female comparison here. 1 to 2 vermilion scale rows on the belly. And we got deep black blotches below the interior lateral line on this one. So these are two different darters. The Birmingham darter and the Gurley darter. So I believe Birmingham on the left. They kind of have similar aesthetics to me. I can't say, I feel like I prefer, maybe I'm leaning Gurley over here. Because I like the black contrast seems more, but they look very similar to me, at least. I guess the most different, I was going to say maybe their faces look a little different, but I think it's just the position. Now the females, they almost look identical. If I just ran into them, I don't know if I'd be able to tell, but yeah. Okay. Both of these stunningly colorful fish were described from the southeastern United States, one of the most intensely studied freshwater fish fauna on the earth, where brightly colored darters have long been the icons of North American biodiversity. The Birmingham darter, taking its name from the nearby Birmingham, Alabama, and the Gurley darter from the Gurley Creek, both belong to Ethiostoma, a genus rich with color, endemism, and taxonomic complexity. The 2025 description by Brownstein, Kim, Wood, Alley, Stokes, and Neer set out to resolve fine-scale diversity within a group of closely related darters from northern Alabama. drawing on morphology, color patterning, and genetic evidence to separate lineages that had previously been subsumed within the broader species concepts. The result was the formal recognition of these two species, both with extremely restricted distributions, each tied to a narrow set of streams and tributaries. These fish are strikingly beautiful. The author describes males in breeding condition as exceptionally colorful, with vivid combinations of blues, oranges, reds, and greens, arranged in bars and blotches. As with many darters, these colors intensify during the breeding season, when males defend territories over clean gravel and cobble substrates. Do you think one of these days, one of these people might be honest and be like, honestly, this fish is kind of hideous, but let me describe it. It's always, they're just gorgeous, they're beautiful. A lot of the times it's true, but I'm kind of curious. If a fish is not beautiful, do you think the person will ever be like, it's kind of mid? Probably not if you're putting the effort through to describe it, right? What's up, Sage Cave of Wonders? How's it going? In darters, color pattern is one of the most important tools for distinguishing species. In these two cases, it played a central role in recognizing that populations once thought to be variants were actually evolutionarily distinct. Both species are endemic to northern Alabama, known only from single river systems and their immediate tributaries. The Birmingham darter is restricted to streams within the Black Warrior River Basin, occurring in a small number of localities around the Birmingham area. The Gurley darter is known from the Paint Rock River system, a separate drainage with its own history of endemism. In both cases, the habitats described are clear, shallow streams with flowing water and coarse substrates. Usual habitats for darter feeding and reproduction needs, but which are particularly sensitive to disturbance. The Ithiostoma genus has multiple threatened species, with 27 included on SHOAL's list of priority species. These freshwater fishes in most need of conservation action globally. For the Birmingham darter and Gurley darter, the risk of extinction is articulated at the point of description. Authors emphasize that both darters have extremely limited ranges, small numbers of known populations, and ongoing exposure to threats including urban development, sedimentation, altered flow regimes, and water quality degradation. Northern Alabama is a landscape with a long history of industrial activity, urban expansion, and river modification, and the streams that sustain these fishes are among the most vulnerable components of that system. So, these are one of the more threatened fish that we've read through in a bit. Now we get to South America. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Ethystomas are some cool fish, never seen any here in Europe, but will they survive in the southern parts of EU? So a big no-no today. Oh, I bet they survive. So you're saying they might be invasive in the EU. Mitchell Broom said, Mick, darters go all the way up into Canada, so I'm sure there could be many that could be at home in Europe. I know people that collect in that area. Lots of outings to the Paint Rock River. All right. And first up is one that we should all be familiar with. The Black Arrow Tetra and Pictes Luzae. Let me see if I can get them on the screen real quick. Give me 1 second. This is the first fish on the list that probably only fish on the list that I actually have. I did get from Elite Menagerie Habitats. I don't know if we'll actually see them, but I will put them on the screen regardless. I'll put their tank on the screen regardless. And if any of them swim out, then so be it. Oh wait, there's one in the corner there. Trying to focus. Oh, nice. They are out and about. Perfect. Love when that works out. All right. So, Black Arrow Tetra. I picked these Luzae. Long before the Black Arrow Tetra had a formal scientific name, it was already circulating quietly in the aquarium world as a Pictes sp Black Arrow, admired for its striking appearance and commanding surprisingly high prices. In fact, if you're in the Maryland area, they are for sale. Last time I went, there's a good amount of them in London Town Tropicals for like $30 to $32 each. So, not a very common fish. Maybe I haven't seen them like increasingly be available yet. I don't know if that's in the future, but right now, whenever I've seen them, they're pretty expensive. Okay. It was formerly described by Fernando Cesar Paiva da Costa in Neotropical Ichthyology in a paper titled An Ode to the Beauty, the discovery of one of the most spectacular tetras. The fish is recognizable by a bull with a bleak dark stripe along the lower flank that runs cleanly into the middle rays of the caudal fin. The story begins in the tributaries of the Riva Jurana in Mato Grosso State, Brazil. During a collecting trip, ornamental fisherman Andre Brugrelli encountered specimens that look superficially similar to Empictes carry, known as the Blue Emperor Tetra or Royal Tetra, but differed enough to raise suspicion. Like many specialist fishers, he worked almost exclusively with tetras and has developed a fine-grained understanding of the variation in the wild. And when something unusual turns up, fishers like him often contact taxonomic specialists directly. He sent these images and specimens to D'Agosta, asking whether the fish might represent a known species. D'Agosta quickly confirmed it did not. This close, pragmatic relationship between ornamental fishers and taxonomists is not unusual, and in groups such as tetras, it has been instrumental in revealing hidden diversity. Fishers often encounter population-level variation long before it appears in scientific literature, even if the tools needed for formal species elimination, such as microscopy, comparative material, and sometimes genetic data, may lie beyond their reach. The black area tetra is known from the tributaries of the Rio dos Peixes, itself part of the Rio Jurana system within the Upper Tapajos Basin. Despite extensive surveys across the Rio, no additional specimens have been found, and none exist in Brazilian scientific collections. Together, this strongly suggests a naturally restricted distribution. Broom says, "Nice. It's a nice tetra, but most spectacular." I mean, the males do really fire up and get nice and orange and stuff. So I think they're pretty. To me, they do the role of CPDs to me. Like, I actually like them more than CBDs, but that's my personal taste. You know what I mean? I just think that they look very cool. They got orange and red too, and the black line. Most spectacular. There's a lot of really nice tetras out there, so I gotta agree with you there. But it sounds like someone who just found out they can sell them for 32 each. You know what I mean? Okay. Its evolutionary story adds another layer of significance. Although Empictes species resemble other small characids, the genus is thought to be more closely related to lineages associated with the Andean drainages thousands of kilometers away, with no present-day aquatic connection. The striking disjunction is best explained by deep time changes in the Amazonian geography, dating back to before the full uplift of the Andes, when the basin was divided into separate western and eastern systems. Empictes represent a relict lineage surviving today on the Brazilian Shield, while its closest relatives persist west of the Andes, a reminder of how ancient landscapes continue to shape modern biodiversity. Beyond its signature arrow, the species shows clear sexual dimorphism. I mean, you can see this guy with the bad attitude in the corner here. See if you see any dimorphism going on. Males display stronger red coloration in the fins and differ subtly in the anal fin shape. According to the original description, adults reach 4 cm standard in the wild, with aquarium specimens growing slightly larger, likely reflecting better food availability and longer lifespan under captive conditions. One particular unusual feature is its polymorphism in the presence of an adipose fin. While most individuals possess one, some lack it entirely. Oh, that's interesting. This kind of variation is rare among tetras and may prove important for understanding evolutionary patterns within the group. Oh my god, by late 2023, I didn't know they were around for that long, The black arrow tetra was already attracting attention among aquarists, with individual fish reportedly selling for more than 100 USD. That commercial appeal raised immediate concerns in Brazil. Only formal species can be included in legal... Oh, interesting. In Brazil, only formally described species can be included in legal frameworks regulating collection and trade. Undescribed fishes cannot be properly assessed, listed, or protected, and may effectively fall through regulatory gaps. Recognizing this risk, D'Agosta moved quickly to describe the species with a valid scientific name to become visible to Brazil's environmental authorities and eligible for formal conservation assessment. This step alone was enough to bring the species under existing oversight mechanisms. Oh shit. So guys, if you got them now, I'm speaking to myself, you better breed them, because who knows, man. Oh, it looks like we might be good, though. Based on available evidence, D'Acosta recommends the species be listed as least concern under IUCN criteria. Local officials report its habitat is well preserved, located within privately owned lands, and currently face no immediately environmental threats. Imagine if you privately own land and you find out you got a fish on there that is only there and you can sell it for 100 each. Come on, let's go. Let's go. However, species with small populations are inherently more vulnerable to sudden change, particularly when market demand spikes. In this case, the story has taken a positive turn. Captive breeding in Asia has rapidly driven prices down, making wild collection economically unviable. Rather than exacerbating pressure on native populations, the aquarium trade in this instance may contribute to species preservation by promoting ex situ conservation through captive propagation. So this is like a positive fish keeping science story collaboration, you know what I mean? It kind of helped get a fish described and protected, and also the fish people just bred it, so now they don't gotta wild catch it. It kind of seems like a win-win-win all across with this story. Not bad. Also, Bamba said all 6 gourami out eating. Okay, see, now you can get some photos. You're complaining they're hiding, you just need to get some food, man. Alright, the story illustrates why taxonomy remains a frontline conservation tool, especially for commercially attractive species. Without a name, Epictes luzae would have remained invisible and unassessed. Now it stands as a recognized part of Brazil's freshwater heritage and freshwater biodiversity. That's kind of an interesting thing, because we think about like describing fish as like whatever, you gave the fish a name, but the fact that just describing the fish formally is what allows it to be protected legally, it's kind of a fascinating concept. Like, without a name, the fish have no rights. You know, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna be thinking about that. 1 second, I'm gonna move the camera real quick. Just moving the camera real quick. But yeah, that's an interesting concept. I wonder if Brazil is unique in that way, or if there's other countries that rely on the name for legal protection. Alright. Camera repositioned. And I'm back. So let's see what's going on here. I put it on the baby gold lasers. I'm hoping they spawn again soon. This is my first time having them spawn. I got 6. No, I got 5. I got 5 gold lasers from orange lasers from an auction. And I got some babies from them. Yeah, but I would really like some more. Alright. Let's go on to the next. And here's the black arrow tetra habitat. Looking very nice. Ooh. Bariancistris Isaaci and Bariancistris quilabola. Little pleco situation here. Looks very hairy. Okay, before either of these species had a formal description, hobby literature and photo catalogs were already circulating two striking plecos as very ancestors SP L274 and L384. In 2025, Renildo Ribeiro de Oliveira and Lucia H. Rap P. Daniel, oh my gosh, these names are long as heck, finally anchored these familiar faces to science, describing two new variant sisters from Brazil's Clearwater Trombetas Basin, based on specimens originally collected in the mid to late 1980s and later in 2007 and 2008. Oh, now this is the best photo so far. I'm not gonna lie. This is the best photo so far. Look at that. He kind of looks like, man, it took me this long to catch you. Now you finally showed up. This is a great photo. Both species are reported from fast-flowing clear waters, particularly rapids, waterfalls, and rocky stretches, and the authors note that two can be sympatric and sometimes syntopic, occurring together even in the same local habitat at the same time. They emphasize that both new species are separated from the congeners by a combination of characters, particularly color pattern, the extent of membrane behind the last dorsal fin ray, abdominal covering, mandible tooth counts, and aspects of fin size. Isaac Sakari honors Isaac Ezebrucker, cited for his contributions to neotropical ichthyology, especially loricarids, including the description of over a dozen species and the genus Hypancistris, and for sharing the knowledge across academia and the aquarium community. There we go. I mean, it's a decent looking pleco. I'm not gonna hate. I do tend to like these like honeycomb pattern plecos. Next, I say share a few pairs to breeders, who then is allowed to sell them further. Perhaps a project for Dr. A. Perhaps. In fact, in one way, but sometimes the new findings can start a wicked hysteria. I've seen people going to creeks trying to catch every episto they can get. Oh man, that's crazy. I mean, that's true, but again, I guess that's why describing them is important. But when it comes to something like epistos, it seems like there's so many different species or color variants of one species that it probably would take forever. You would never be able to keep up with the hobby compared to, you know what I mean, how many there are. Olé. All right, let us continue. Oh, this is a pretty cool looking one. More of what they're looking for. The Quimbola people are amazing navigating the canoes to dangerous waterfalls even at night. We would not have been able to work in the area without their assistance. So, man, can you imagine trying to catch some plecos in water like this? We got some genes again, though. So genes do seem to be the equipment. Oh, man, let's go. South American killie. Floripa sebrifin killie. Campolobius insularis. Now this is nice. We got some red, some blue spots, but mostly, honestly, this is a lot of red. A lot of red. This killie is a tiny, beautiful seasonal killifish that lives its entire wild existence on a single Atlantic forest island in southern Brazil. In temporary wetlands, now being rapidly transformed by development. Locally, Florianopolis is affectionately known as Floripa, the capital of Santa Catarina State, and a city famous for its beaches and rapid growth. But hidden among fragments of the Atlantic forest on the so-called Magic Island are shallow temporary freshwater pools, and in them a fish found nowhere else on Earth. The genus Campolobius contains small, internally inseminating seasonal killifish associated with temporary pools in tropical and subtropical parts of Brazil's Atlantic forests. In 2025, an integrative taxonomic study confirmed that island population for Florianopos represents a distinct species, Campolobius insularis. As soon as we captured the first specimen, after the initial excitement, we already knew it was a new species. This does look pretty sweet, man. This does look pretty sweet. Although superficially similar to C. brucei, subtle but consistent differences stood out, including color pattern and fin proportions, alongside the significant geographic separation from known populations. In annual killifish, such as Campylobus, distributions are typically highly restricted and spatially structured. The population lay 140 kilometers from its closest relatives, positioned between the ranges of C. brucei and C. chrysolineatus. The saber-fin killie male share the dark purplish-red body sides and horizontal rows of metallic spots typical of the genus, but with distinguishing details. The metallic spots are yellow-green rather than green. Ooh. And the pelvic fin tips reach further forward relative to the anal fin than in C. brucei. Like other seasonal killifish, the Phalaropus saber-fin killie's life cycle is tightly bound to seasonal rhythms of rainwater and dryness. As an annual fish, they have a peculiar lifestyle we're familiar with from the earlier discussion. The rivulidid embryos can undergo 3 distinct stages of diapause, which allow them to withstand prolonged periods of desiccation and hypoxia for months or even years. Furthermore, life is in this unpredictable and stochastic environment, selected for extreme rapid growth and early sexual maturation. It often reaches reproductive age within a few weeks to capitalize on the transient availability of water. Pretty wild, a few weeks. Mick said several breeders have gotten the Campylobus brucei here, and I'm jealous. Yes, they're very cool, very cool. Mating behavior is characterized by specialized internal fertilization mechanisms and a unique complex courtship rituals known as the coiled retrose motion. This involves a series of repetitive movements where the male coils his body while simultaneously moving backwards and upwards at a 45-degree angle to the substrate. The species has been recorded just from 3 sites across 2 small hydrographic basins on the Santa Catarina Island, 1 in Tapera River Basin, and 2 in the Tavares River Basin. Its type locality is listed as a flooded forest habitat on the Tapera Basin floodplain. Although technically a swamp, swamp tank detected. Lanes points out that the biotope is perhaps nothing like what the imagination might conjure from the word. The habitat isn't the typical swamp of DC Comics or films like Swamp Thing or Shrek. Really. We gotta bring Shrek into this. In fact, the biotope consists of shallow and temporary freshwater pools formed by rainwater accumulation in small depressions. These pools are shaded around 15 centimeters deep with muddy substrates and little aquatic vegetation. Tall grasses often obscure the water entirely, and even when the pools are flooded, they can appear totally dry to the untrained eye. Unfortunately, 2 of the 3 populations of the species are in imminent danger. If we compare satellite imagery from 1985, Lane says, there's been an alarming replacement of natural wetlands with broad housing and urban development, accompanied by the installation of developments, roadworks, canalization, and drainage. These changes are mostly notable from November 2002 onwards, and it can be stated that the currently known populations lived in only small remnants of natural environments located on the immediate border with anthropogenic environments. If someone reads about the species and remembers one thing, he says, I would hope it's this. The species stands as a remarkable example of evolutionary adaptation and conservation within distinct environments such as wetlands and island habitats, and its protection is vital to safeguarding our rich and remarkable biodiversity. On an island celebrated for its beaches and growth, this tiny fish survives in pools most people would walk past without noticing. Whether it remains part of Phalaropus' hidden natural heritage now depends on how quickly those unnoticed wetlands are recognized as irreplaceable habitats that they are. Imbrun said, species where the horizontal lines don't actually follow the lateral line are interesting. Most fish have them parallel, but this one has them angled down. Similar reason I like the black arrow tetras, the line is unusual. That is why I like the black arrow tetras as well. And I see what you're saying, how it's angled down. Good note. I guess I never thought that much about how the line is usually parallel on everything. All right, we got a Cory. Corydora. Well, not a real Cory, right? We got a Hoplosoma. Hoplosoma anoxium, ancestor Cory. Location, the Tapajos River drainage, Amazon Basin, Parastate, Brazil. Highlight, noted to produce powerful toxins when stressed that can kill other fish when kept in close proximity after capture. Here we go, history lesson. Once again, we've been going down Cory Lane a lot recently. The ancestor Cory has been circulated in the aquarium trade for years, listed as Corydorus sp. CW004, CW155, or CW156, and sold to passionate Corydoridae enthusiasts as a very rare Cory long before its formal description. Its scientific recognition in 2025 gave a long-kept secret a proper place in taxonomy. The species was described by Tinkat, O'Hara, Carvalho, Grant, and Brito, following visits to several rivers in the Brazilian state of Para in 2023 as part of a crowd-funded project to document the region's fish diversity. After detailed examination of material collected from the wild and specimens already present in aquaria, the team published the fish as a newly described species on the 7th of April 2025 in the peer-reviewed journal Neotropical Ichthyology. I need to write down all these journal names just so I can make sure they're on my list. I try and have a list of like journals I check regularly, but it's probably a good place to double check. Morphologically, the species sits within the group of small armored calichthiid catfish, widely referred to as Cories. Compact-bodied, primarily bottom-dwelling fishes adapt to life among leaf litter and fine substrates. Unlike many other Corydorians, the ancestor Cory produces a potent defense toxin that's released from the glands under the scutes when the fish is stressed or attacked. The substance can be lethal to other fish in close proximity, and fishermen told researchers that the new species must be separated from other species just after capture. Otherwise, they can rapidly kill the other fish. Fishermen also reported getting stung by the new species, a painful experience, and eventually causing minor allergic/inflammatory processes. Hence, the epithet noxium, meaning injury or damage in Latin. So, this particular Cory, I guess, actually stung people enough that they just decided to name it. Name it for the fact that it injured them. The type specimens were found in a medium-sized tributary of the Rio Tapajos, which is characterized by having relatively clear tea-colored water with slow to moderate water current in sample sites. I really need to know, like, when someone says clear water, I just imagine it not being tinted. But they say clear tea-colored water. You know what I mean? Like, when I think of the word clear, I think of the water not being tinted. So maybe I need to adjust that. Clear tea-colored water with slow to moderate water current in the sampled sites. The substrate is mostly composed of sand and fine gravel, with stretches accumulating leaf litter and submerged logs and branches. Additionally, some stretches present submerged and marginal vegetation, including the partially exposed submerged roots of marginal trees. Another location, the Agrape Cuzino, is a relatively large tributary of the Agrape Muicu, itself a tributary of the Rio Tapajos, in both localities. The ancestor Cory was only observed and captured during the night. Despite the relatively restricted geographical distribution, part of the drainage where the species has been found is protected, notably by the Floresta Nacional de Amana, Floresta Nacional de Upradi, and by indigenous territories of the Munduraku ethnic group. Therefore, considering the current available data, the ancestor Cory is classified as least concern. The researchers state that we'd like to thank the crowdfunding initiative carried out by renowned aquarist Eric Bodrock for making the expedition to the Jericaracanga Para possible. This is another example of aquarists supporting ichthyologists to further the study of catfish and help highlight and protect the species and their environment. So shout out Eric Bodrock, apparently helped get them funding for this. So the ancestor Cory and its paratypes. We got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, quite a few little paratypes here. I'm trying to figure out I guess the D is my favorite one probably because I like the contrast of more of the black on the dorsal here with the gold cheeks. It's kind of my style. All right, here we go. Electric knife fish. This is quite varied. We're going across all sorts of different fish. The Javier's electric knife fish. Microsternarchus gerviri. Okay, a species of weakly electric knife fish from the Negro River Basin in Amazonas, Brazil. It belongs to a family of Hippopamidae, a group of slender nocturnal knife fishes known for emitting low-voltage electric signals used in navigation and communication rather than for stunning prey. The species description was published in... Oh my god, my lights turned off. 1 second. Where's my phone? I gotta turn my lights back on. Where'd my phone go? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to ping find my phone, because I never put my phone in a place I can find it when I start a stream for some reason. This is these bad habits you gotta break yourself out of, man. I don't know what to say. Alright. We're back. Man, we're almost through this whole thing, by the way. It's kind of crazy. I'm putting in that work. Alright. Yes, they generate weak electric organ discharges. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Mick said young people and their new tech. Come on, Mick. It's not new anymore. The discharge... Okay, like its congeners, the electric knife fish generates weak electric organ discharges, EODs. These electric fields are not dangerous, but crucial for life, often in the dark, tannin-stained waters of the Amazon. Fish use them to sense their surroundings and to communicate with conspecifics in habitats where vision is limited by watercolor or structure. The discharges also help the researchers find them. We use electrodes, a plastic stick with 2 iron ends connected to amplifiers to pick up very low electrical discharges. With those electrodes and attached amplifiers, we hear the signals. There are a lot of fish releasing their own signals, so interference pulls through the audio. Though Penila says, once you get to know how the discharge sounds, you can identify all those fishes without having to take them out. The discharge is extremely weak, an order of millivolts, which is too low for humans to be able to feel, but enough for fish to sense what's happening around it. Discharges vary between males and females, and it's thought that females may use electric signals to assess the condition of males, offering a signal to potential mates how strong and healthy they are. Yo, imagine if the chick just starts tasing you just to see how you're, what kind of shape you're in. It's crazy. The species inhabits streams in the Negro River Basin, including flooded savanna channels of the Bronco River and terra firma streams, non-flooded upland waterways, and mid and lower portions of the basin. These waters are slow-flowing and often richly structured with leaf litter, roots, and submerged vegetation, environments that provide plenty of tactile and electrical feedback from the environment. All right. That's not too bad at all. The nice fish are so cool. Saw a documentary on YouTube here 2 years ago. Yeah. In the Amazon River, levels fluctuate dramatically throughout the year. Terra firma streams sit higher than the main river, so their levels depend only on local rains and are immune to seasonal flood and dry cycles that affect much of the rest of the Amazon basin. There's no IUCN Red List status for the species, as known habitat faces ongoing destructions from deforestation. These are protected areas, Penilla adds, but there's no way it can all be protected. The fish itself is relatively small, with specimens reaching up to 10.1 centimeters in total length. Its body is elongated and laterally compressed, typical of the blunt-nosed knifefish and Hippopamidae, and it lacks the tubular snout that's seen in some related electrical fish families. man, oh man. The key trait that distinguishes the species from its congeners includes smaller maximum body depth, longer caudal filament, differences in the number of anal fin rays, and vertebrate counts. These morphological and anatomical differences were confirmed using DNA barcoding and comparative EOD features. Okay. And it kind of looks like we reached the end of our list of the species they highlighted here. And Broom said they're really interesting, but I can't handle the way they look. I'm shallow there. You don't like this? The fact they're electrical doesn't like get you past the fact they I mean, I like this like end point, like the pointy tail. But look, it's not the most colorful, you know. Like I kind of like the centipede knifefish. Is that the common name? Yeah, the small one. That like I think it's kind of cool, but like realistically, it looks unique. It looks idiocentric even. But I don't know if I could pull the trigger on this one myself yet. I need to see him in person. Some fish you gotta see in person and see if your mind can be changed, but on paper, I'm kind of with you. Though I do like that Mitch is not afraid to call a fish ugly, which I do enjoy. And then here they say the catalog of fishes. They want to highlight that apparently. And then we got the full list. So these are just the highlights of the fish described, but the full list is also here. And let's see if there's anything in particular that looks interesting to look up that's on this list. Rhinogobius sexustriatus. The hell? Let's see. Let's see what's going on with them. Alright, looks like a big angry Rhinogobius. Rhinogobius they look angry to me all the time. Like, they just look like they're mad. You know what I mean? Okay, that's kind of cool. What else they find? Whoa, Pseudogastromyzon putianensis. Okay, what's this? What's this? Is this it? Okay, that's kind of new. It's not like the craziest looking, but what else we got? What else we got? What is Pseudobarbus? I don't even know what that is. Pseudobarbus agulhas. Okay. Fish in Africa. Not looking too insane either, but it's nice just seeing the list and just being, ooh, Swellia pudens. New Swellia. Let me copy and paste that. Swellia pudens. A new speed. I don't remember seeing this. This is a Swellia. Okay. That looks definitely looks a little bit different. Are there any other photos of it? Here we go. A little disturbing when they get this up close. To me, I mean, this looks like it's not a living specimen, but so I think that's why I'm not seeing like all the patterning the same, but that's pretty cool. They describe Swellia. What's up, Axe? How's it going? Good to see you. What do you guys want to do next? You want to go over this microbiome collapse equaling post-purchase mortality paper next, or do you guys want to go over an auction review? Let me know. Broom said, I used to not like the larger rainbow fish, but when I finally got them, their feeding behavior run me over. Yeah, I haven't. To me, like I said, that's one of those things you see them in person, or you keep them, and something changes your mind. But yeah, I can't stand the hump head and pinch face rainbow fish thing myself yet. I'm not there. I'm not matured to that point. Okay, Mick is voting auction. I'll do a quick poll. What next? Auction. Immune system, microbiome science. Start poll. Alright, what we do next? Okay, what other fish did they find here from something that I care about? I need to learn more like genus names. That's what I need to learn. Oh, we got some new rice fish. Oryzias cabarensis. Okay, what's that? Wow. Looks like a real ugly rice fish. Okay. Okay, let's try this one. Oryzias polypus. Oh, now we're cooking. Hold up. Now we're cooking. Actually, I feel like we looked this one up at some point recently, because I kind of recognize the fact that it's like a black rice fish. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. I like this. I see the potential. I see the potential here. Kind of like, that's something kind of like an olive green body to me in some ways from this photo. Okay, what else we got? What else we got? Osteogaster ohare. That was described 225. Doesn't look that spectacular either. This picture makes it look like super sparkly or something. So I kind of like that, but yeah, I don't know about this. I like when you do two things in one stream. It's something for everyone, but for me, it's a matter of staying up late. Yeah, I try and do 3 things in one stream. It's just usually we stream something takes so long that I don't get to all 3. That's the problem. I'm gonna try and get all 3 this stream though. I'm gonna try. It depends if you guys stick in it with me. That usually keeps me motivated. Okay, let's get into some auction review then. I did a very short poll. There's only 5 votes, and all of them for the auction. All of them for the auction. So the people have spoken. Let's do some auction review. And you know what? Call your friends. Let's get this. We'll do it me versus you again. Okay? We're racing to 5. So every time I guess the price right, I get a point that brings the total down. So if you guys get 1 right, then I get 1 right, we're back to 0. You know what I mean? I want to see if I can beat you. What can I say? What can I say? And if you guys hit 5, I'll give some memberships again. You know what I mean? We'll keep it fun. It's getting late, so I know the real ones are in here. So we should be able to do it, no problem. I don't know if you guys... I don't know. Only 5 people voted in the poll. Like, I don't know if enough people are here to actually beat me. You know what I mean? I don't know if enough people are here actually going to be able to beat me. But we'll find out. First to 5. If you guys get to 5 points, 5 gifted. Alright? I'm getting my squeaky chair for this. I'm getting the squeaky chair for this one. Okay? The squeaky chair will carry me to victory. JP said must be 15 bots watching. No. No bots, no bots. Come on. I'm trying to get the camera changed around a little bit. There we go. Pull up the panda cories. It's usually a pretty active tank. Camjan said fish tube pod. Let's go. Come on. Can you guys even do it? I don't know. I don't know if you guys can even do it, to be honest. We're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to find out. Embroom said common names are even worse. Super nose, super red bristle nose. Like there's like there's any red on them at all. You don't think the super reds are red? I would love for common names to be better, but they're so terrible. D1 Fish Guy. What's up, D1 Fish Guy? By the way, bro, like, I just need to figure out whatever payment method you're talking about, but I can send you some shrimp. Like, let's keep it cheap. You know what I mean? I forget how many you asked for, but like, you know, $1 shrimp or less. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to charge you much for shrimp, but I know you actually wanted them, so I'm gonna try and get that done. Okay, auction review. Cam Gem said send them Smarties. Yo, I actually sent stuff to someone else from the stream. I sent some to Platypus, and let me tell you, this was crazy. So Bamba was coming to pick up the. Let me get some more pods, bro. I know, bro. I need to send you pods. The thing is, I was gonna send you some pods and stuff, but then you said you bought more, so I was like, well, he's got pods, so I'll just take my time. Because, well, during that time, there was, like, multiple snowstorms, so it was kind of hard to ship anything. But now the weather is good, so I'm back to trying to be on top of shipping things a bit more. I got a little behind for a bit there, but feel free to harass me. Okay. D1 said, hey, man, all good. I was talking something simple. Walmart to Walmart works. Okay, I've never done that before, so you're going to have to explain it to me. But I also do PayPal and Venmo and all that, but whatever you need. Mick said many say patterns are better for ID than color, at least for some fish. A pistol, okay. Jacob said I'm always ready for more pods. Sage Cable Wonder said dot. What are you dotting for? What did I do? Let me unpin. By the way, one last time, if you're interested in checking out the full list of new species from 2025, I will put the link in the chat. Yeah, please, I don't want anyone to know about that, Cam Jam. It's for a reason. I'm incompetent. All right, so let's get into this auction review. Let's get into some guessing. You guys know the rules. Every time you guess the price it's sold for correctly, we add a point. Once we get to 5 points, I do 5 gifted memberships. Now, the problem is, if I guess the price correctly, then I get a point, which deducts from your points. Okay, so we're gonna do the DCAS annual auction. Now, DCAS Fish Club, that is the Delaware County Aquarium Society, and I picked this one because it honestly looked the best out of all the auctions in the area over the weekend. There's some cool stuff. It was their annual auction, so it was gonna be one. It's this one. It's not as long as some of the other ones we looked at. 347 lots is pretty manageable. Let me scroll to the bottom. I thought there was a good variety of stuff. D1 said, I try and stay without a bank account. I live in the projects. I basically go to Walmart and send money to Walmart near you. Done. All you need is ID with your name. All right. Got you. Okay. Candace, I'm telling everyone to come get your pods. Jesus, please don't. I'm saying hi to new people. Beto said those high temps are ruining my worm game. Need to get a wine cooler. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cam said, Mickham, you missed out, bro. So, are you guys ready to guess some prices? Are you ready? Because I feel like you gotten lazy. I was gone for a few days. What have you been doing? Mick said he'd been watching the wall. Jacob said he's been looking at snakes, some boa constrictors. I don't know what's going on with you people, but you definitely not been guessing any auction prices. That's for sure. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out like what exactly I'm working with my viewership here, because I don't know if I need to lose faith or I need to get faith to help, compensate for my disappointment when you guys guess $20 for a bunch of colorless guppies. So let's start it up with a difficult one. The first lot number 2, one of the items that made me think I should actually go to this auction is 10 plus Malawa shrimp. Okay, we were searching for Malawa on a recent stream. We were searching. Well, here they are in a local auction. 10 of them. The description says, a nice little Caribbean shrimp that doesn't attract a lot of attention as they work to keep their tank clean. What makes them different is they like Neo-Caridina water, not your typical low pH Caridina water. So they'll live with your cherry shrimp, but they won't interbreed with them. Okay, 10 plus Malawa shrimp. What are you guys guessing the price? You got to get it exact. I'm guessing $45. Okay, now here's the problem. I don't know how well attended the auction was. I wasn't there, and I should have asked people about that beforehand. I don't know how many people usually go, but a lot of people have been looking for Malawa shrimp, so you don't know. And I saw Scotty post on Facebook recently he was still looking for them. I thought he went to this club, so it sounds like it got too expensive for him, which could have been at $12, honestly, but I'm going to guess $45. Okay. All right, D1 says 20. Smart Person says 20. Johnny says 10. 186 says 30. 35 from Cam Jam. Broom says 15. JP says 5. Jacob says 50. Mick says 55. Beto says 60. And Sage Cave Wonder says 36. Okay, Mick's guess, so I'm officially allowed to see what the price was. And the Malawa shrimp sold to bidder 242 at $12. Oh my God. Anyone guess 12? I'm not seeing 12. But man, I was optimistic. I wasn't the only one optimistic, but goddamn. See, I would have gone to this auction out of all of them because I had a feeling there'd be a chance for some deals like this. But golly. Okay, well, Beto, I'm glad you guessed 60, so I wasn't the one out there by myself, you know. Improve said, in my area, clear shrimp is almost nothing, no matter how rare it is. You should be right. I was trying to go off the odds there were 2 people looking for them there, because people have been searching. You know what I mean? Sheesh, though. All right, let's try something a little bit more valuable. Okay, none of us got that one. How about this? Okay, crystal red shrimps. This is something we all have seen. We all know. Okay, 12 crystal red shrimps, and the picture is actually of the exact item. Now, I'm learning about crystal red shrimp quality because I have a pure red line, but I don't think they're like the best quality pigment wise. Bomba was talking to me about it while he was here, and that seems like pretty decent quality, right? You want more white on the body. 12 crystal red shrimps sold to bidder 230. I'm gonna guess $24 on the 12 crystal red shrimps. Sage Cave says love the Malawa. Yep. Better want some Monos instead. Camgen says $15. Mick says 35. JP says 22. T1 Fish Guy guessed $120. Man, it won't be that. Sage Cave of Wonders guessed 27. 186 guessed 25. Johnny Best guessed 30. Imbroom guessed 35. Jacob guessed 27. And Beto guessed 52. And I'm guessing, what did I say? I'm going to say I guessed 24. I think that's what I said. Okay, let's see what the 12 crystal red shrimp went for in the DCAS auction. Oh man, I was close. They went for $26 to bidder 230. 186 was close, guessed 25. 186 was very close. Man. Okay, a little bit higher than what some people guess. While we're at it, let's do... See, this is why I wanted to go, though, because I want some more blue bolts. I want blue bolts badly now that I'm breeding the crystal reds. I want to get some blue bolts. Lot 44 is some blue bolt shrimp, okay? Blue bolt shrimp, and the description says it's 12. 12 blue bolt shrimp. Now, these are typically a lot more expensive, and they're blue. Now, going off of Broom's logic, it's all about how they look with the shrimp. This is a cool looking shrimp. It's a unique looking shrimp, and the guy's doing exact picture on the listings. I'm guessing again. I'm guessing $45. Okay, someone's got to pay money for something in this auction. Johnny Best is guessing 25. D1 Fish Guy is guessing $30. 186 is guessing 33. 23 from Cam Jam. 32 from Sage Cave. JP guessing 31. Imbroom guessing 36. Jacob guessing 35. Mick is guessing the answer to the life, universe, and everything 42. All right, Mick guessed. I'm now allowed to check the price. So the 12 Blue Bolt shrimps sold the bidder 25 for. Dun 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 dun. Oh man, $22. I can't believe no one guessed 22. Everyone thought it was gonna be above 22. That's crazy. Yo, this is. I should have gone to this auction. I was looking at it. I was like, the items are good, and I don't think the prices will be high at this auction. I was looking at it. I was like, this is the one to go to, but I knew I couldn't go because I had my stuff going on. But man, I would love to pick these up. That's good. That's good. On the other hand, I usually fund my auction purchases by bringing stuff, so it would have been hard to buy a lot just off of what I brought. From what we've seen so far, this is shrimp. This is fancy shrimp prices. Okay, we have Bruce said we suck at shrimp pricing. Okay, let's try something everyone should be better at. Okay, let me see if there's a pleco in here that we can. Okay, bristlenose pleco. Okay, there's a lot. There's a lot. There might be too many to the point of where it might be hard to guess the price because, you know what I mean? There's just so many. Okay. Rainbow fish people. Maclock's dwarf rainbow fish, 1 pair. Jacob said, do they post the listings you bid at the auction? Yep. You just the stuff is listed, and then when you go to the auction, it's all laid out on a table. What do you guys think? 1 pair of these rainbow fish. I'm guessing $30 for the pair of rainbow fish. Cam Jen's guessing 22. Jacob 24. 186 34. Sage Cave guessing 57. Are these a rare rainbow fish? It does look pretty distinct. 18 from Broom. Okay. 32 from Mick. 13 from JP. 8 from D1. Johnny's guessing 12. We got a wide range of guesses here. Mick put it in, so let's see. Oh man, the pair of the rainbow fish went for $42 to bidder 222. And Imbroon was saying rainbows look like crap in the bag, but the photo was good though. If they put the photo on the projector, people don't even check the bags like that. But I what did I guess? 30? The one time I didn't go high, they went for 42. Come on. That's annoying as heck. It was 42. Mick guessed that before. Okay, what the... Alright. There's 3 lots. We're going to have 3 chances to get it right, okay? So there's 3 lots of 6 tetras with a question mark. So how this works is just guess what you think a lot of 6 question mark tetras went for. It seems like they're unidentified. And then if it matches any of the 3 listings, we'll go for it. I'm going to guess $6 for 6 tetras with a question mark. I'm going for 6. Okay. Cam Chan's guessing 10. Jacob's guessing 15. Mick is just laughing. 6 tetras, $42. Come on, Mick. JP says 3. Johnny says 5. 186 says 12. Sage Cable Wonder says 4. And Imbroom says 5. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Lot 274. 6 tetras. The question mark went for $2. Oh my God. The bare minimum. The bare minimum. Okay. No, I didn't see anyone guess 2. So let's see what this one went for. Oh, this one also went for $2. No way. Okay. Last one. If it went for $2, then you missed on 3 tries, which is kind of crazy. Oh, wait. This one went for $5 at 2:20 p.m. Okay. We got a $5 guess. Oh, 2 people guessed $5. Johnny Best and Imbroom. Damn. Okay. You guys got 2 points. You got 2 points. You got 2 points. Very good. D1 putting the right numbers in after I've already revealed them. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's try something a bit more. I don't know. It's a bit more unique. You know what I mean? Ah, here we go. So there's 2 lots of this, so we get 2 guesses. Mama Aquascaping said, "What's going on? What I missed? We're guessing the prices that auction items went for. Every time you guys get one right, you get a point. Once we get to 5 points, I give 5 subs. If I get one right, I subtract from your points." So what do you guys think 3 Beta Ocelota went for in this auction? 3 Beta Ocelota. Now, BW Aquatics did sell a pair of them for $75 at some point. I don't know what the current market rate of them is. I see Wet Spot was selling tank raised pairs for $100 of a specific location. What do you guys think 3 of these went for? I'm gonna guess $45. Okay, Johnny Best is guessing 40. CanJem's guessing 20. Jacob's guessing 50. Bomba's guessing 55. 186 guessing 32. Mick's saying 87. JP saying 35. Sage Cave is saying 37. Jacob's changing to 60. Bomba said I'm gonna go on the website and see the prices. Come on, that's cheating. Embroom said they're single, so I'm thinking 30. Okay. Let's see what they went for. All right, the first lot of 3 of the Beta Ocelota went for $20 to bidder 222. And Cam Jam did guess $20. So you got the 3 points already. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, the second lot went for $16. Anyone guess 16? No one guessed 16, thank God. Cam Jam said suck it. Come on, bro. Calm down. Don't gotta be so mean. Okay. This was a good auction to be at, man. I'm not gonna lie. Chicken said I wish these... Hey, you never know. There could be auctions near you. You never know. They're all over. Okay, here's a wild card. Antique greenish blue gravel. Okay, antique greenish blue gravel. What happened to that Beta hype of yours? What do you mean the Beta hype of mine? You gonna skip over the autos for now? What do you guys think this antique greenish blue gravel went for? I'm guessing $4. I'm guessing $4. 186 says 6. Jacob says 1. Kanjed says 6. JP says 3. Johnny says 1. D1 Fish Guy says 5. Smart Person says $60 because people are weird. That's hilarious. We got 2 guesses for 2. Sage K Wonders guessed 6. And Mick guesses 3. Let's see what the antique blue gravel went for. We got the lead paint gravel. And it went for... Damn, it went for $2. $2. 10 pounds. $2. Okay. 2 people guessed $2. So, guys... You've made it to 5 points. The first round of gifted subs are going out. I got one more shot, though. We're resetting it to 0. I will go up to 5 one more time. But this is crazy. That was fast. But they're making it easy by so many things selling for 2, in my defense. But, you know what I mean? Yeah, Broom said 2 wins so far. Not bad. We got two correct from M. Broom. And the gifteds are going out. Oh, Jacob got a membership. That was up. Zetheria, Yes I Can, BBQ, Armadillo Lizard 711, and Renedicure 1931 got memberships. Congrats. Embroom said, I think that, yeah, the minimum bid is $2. So if you think that it went for nothing, guess $2 because that is the minimum. And yep, Jacob couldn't have gone to a nicer guy. Although the snake thing got me concerned. All right, let's see. Oh, this didn't sell. Never mind. Okay, holy. How about this? We got to guess stuff that's not going to be $2 now because it's just going to be too easy, right? I got to be strategic here for myself. So what do you think 4 German blue rams went for? Okay. 4 German blue rams. I'm guessing 18. I'm guessing $18. Jacob said it was about the rainforest, not the snake. Okay. Smart person guessed 2. Cam Jung guessed 21. Bamba guessed 8. D1 guessed 2. Johnny guessed 14. JP Jeffries guessed 19. D1 Fish Guy guessed 6. Jacob is guessing $20. Yeah, Mick saw the listing for short-bodied green terror, so that's terror in itself, I know. Sage Cave is guessing 27. Imbroom is guessing 16, and Mick is guessing 26. Mick has guessed. I can now check the price. And the 4 German Blue Rams went for... Damn, I was close. $22. $22. I'm not seeing a guess of $22. That's what it went for, though. The other lot of it went for $20. Come on. That was what I guessed. No, wait. I guessed 18, didn't I? Damn it. I should have guessed 20. Jacob guessed 20. Man, it's 1 point. 1 point to Jacob. Ole. Got a membership and a point. I got excited. I thought I guessed 20. Okay. That was a close one. That was a close one. All right, we got to do the Galars. We got to do the Galars. Also, who's bringing all these cool killifish? Why don't they bring it to where I'm going? Okay, Blue Galaris. Fundula Panchex. Shojesti. However you want to say it. And it's a pair. Ooh, it's a pair of Niger Delta. That's a really nice location. That's one of the locations I'd like to keep. Right now, I think I don't know. It's between that and the Dwarf Red. Or just getting the low. But now I have the Funge, I don't really need a low as much. But since they're kind of very similar. But Niger Delta is a great location. So what do you guys think a pair of Blue Galars from the Niger Delta went for? God, I hope they went for at least $30. I'm guess 30. Cam Jam said 21. Cam Jam said 25. Sage Cave said 57. 186 guessing $41. Mix guessing 28. JP with 30. Bamba guessed too many numbers. I'm taking the first one, 32. Imbroom's guessing 35. And Jacob's guessing 35 also. All right. Let's see what happens. Sold the bidder 10 for $42. Oh my gosh, Mick. If you just guessed $42 over and over again, you would have gotten like 3 right by now. That's crazy. 186 was close. Guessed $41, but not quite. Still not a bad price. Not very expensive for a pair of nice location of Galars, but yeah, $46. Killifish bringing in the good prices this auction. Come on. Let's go. Okay, let's try another one then. Let's do some shrimp, because the shrimp seem to be what you guys suck at the most. So that's kind of what I want to go for. I need this person to bring me these shrimp. Like, what the hell? There's so many nice shrimp in here. These people don't appreciate them. Not like I will. All right, 12 Caradina Black Pinto Fishbone Shrimp. What do you guys think they went for? I'm going to guess $32. I'm guessing 32. Obama said, "Holy, how did I miss this? I tried to tell you about this auction, but you said you didn't have any tanks ready." So that's the thing. I was telling my friends I thought this would be a good auction to go to, but no one listened to me. Now, I was telling them because I wanted to proxy bid. You know what I mean? But all right, Smart Person's guessing 23, Sage K 48, 186 saying 39, JP 15, Imbroom 45, D1 Fish Guy 26, Jacob 30, and Mick M says 48. Let's see what these went for. I guess 32. 12 Black Pinto Fishbone Shrimps, and they went for $28. $28. I wasn't too far off with the 32. Bomba was close with the 30. Kanjan said he's busy. He's got a lot of ladies. Not with 9 fish tanks. He don't got time for a lot of ladies. Come on, bro. What's going on? Okay, $28. Bomba said I'm cooked. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Man, I should have gone to this, but I couldn't. Okay, next. Black Pinto Zebra Galaxy Shrimps. They're just calling these shrimps anything. It's another lot of 12. Come on. What do you think 12 Black Pinto Zebra Galaxy Shrimps went for? It's a cooler name than the other ones. The other ones are just Black Pinto Fishbone. This is Black Pinto Zebra Galaxy. It's a little bit fancier. I'm guessing $30. I said fancier. I went for 32 to 30. Mitch says, yikes. Cam Jan said 30. Sage is guessing 17. 186, 31. JP, 26. Bomba says 25. Jacob's guessing 40. D1 Fish Guy says 28. Nick says 42. Question. I'm telling you, bro. Smart person said, I should start calling my orange Deocaridina Fanta Orange. Yes. If you're selling shrimp, just give it a food name. It's not the worst thing you could do morally. You know what I mean? Mitch is guessing 28. Smart person says 36. Let's see what the 12 Black Pinto Zebra Galaxy Shrimp went for to bidder 28. They went to bidder 28 for $24. Oh my God, we all missed it again. Bamba guessed 25. That was close. JP guessed 26, but it went for 24. Damn. All right. I'm not going to have us guess these. I'm just going to look at the prices for these just so we can see, because we've gotten every single shrimp wrong. So the steel blue shrimp, 12 of them went for $30. Okay. The crystal black shrimp, 12 of them went for $26. And the black pinto galaxies, 12 of them went for $20. So it seems like $30 is like the hard ceiling for shrimp at this auction. I bet Caridina sell for less in places with hard water. I think that is definitely a factor for sure. All right, what do you guys think these went for? German snow white guppies. Okay, we've looked at fancy shrimp. It's 2 pairs of German snow white guppies. I'm guessing $20. I actually think these look very nice. I do. I think these look very nice. I'd actually get these if I was there and it looked like this photo. I don't even like guppies. Smart person says 5. Bomba says 2. Cam Jen says 26. 186 says 41. Smart person guessed 10. Mick is saying 42 now forever. Sage, it would be funny if nothing's ever 42 again. It's like you missed your chance. Sage Cave says 45. JP Jeffries says 17. D1 Fish Guy gets 18. Imbroom said, oh, with females, that's not common for those. Okay, a little insider knowledge. He's guessing 45. It looks like a very nice strain to me. That's why I was like, I'd buy them. They look, unique. Idiosyncratic. Jacob says 20. Let's see what the German snow white guppies indeed went for. And they went for, oh my fucking God, bro. No way. They went for $10 to bidder 208. And smart person got it. Smart person got it with the $10 guess. You guys are at 2 points. Oh, man. That's crazy. Bomba was close with $2. You weren't close with $2. Man, that's a nice pickup. If you bred those out, I'm sure you could find someone to pay more than $10 for 2 pairs of them. And Mitchell says, oh man, this auction was just wrong. Mitch, weren't you sitting behind me at the ACLC auction? You already seen how the auctions can go down, right? Like, come on. You already know what it is. It's for the fun and love of the game, not for the profit. You know what I mean? But sometimes you never know. Sometimes people want something. Okay, how about this? Caribsea Dreamscapes 5 to 15 gallons. So this is a scaping kit. Okay, this is a pretty nice scaping kit. It's like over $100. It's like $100 new. This was in Delaware. This is the Diamond State, Delaware County, I think, or something like that. Yeah, 5 to 15 gallons, $100 new. It's a Dreamscape aquascaping kit for saltwater aquariums. And Broom said the auctions in my area and at conventions are not like that. That's because you're used to going to big events and having people bid your quarries up to $5 billion. Like, Mitch, you're too bougie, man. You only show up to the events where, people are competitive for rare fish. Okay. Bomba, how much? Cam Jam is guessing 12. Jacob says unsold. D1 Fish Guy guess 40. 186 has 34. JP guess 15. Mick guess 42. And Improve guess 30. It could be 42. I'm gonna guess 40. I'm gonna guess 40. Oh man, what a steal. This was a donation from bidder number 200, and it was sold to bidder 242 for $15. JP Jeffries got another point. This is crazy. You guys are at 3 points. You're at 8 points total for the night. I haven't got a single one right. This is just disgusting. This is disgusting. Shout out to JP. All right, come on. We got to find something that we all can get something, specifically myself, can get something right on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to avoid the stuff that's like probably went for $2. Okay, here we go. Zoomed PureView rimless tank, 5.5 gallon. Okay. This looks like a pretty nice tank. Okay, look at that. Comes a little light. Bookshelf style, 24 long, 9 wide, 13 high. Low iron glass, 45-degree mitered corners. This is the cube one probably, right? Yeah, 5.5. It's $100 new, looks like. Wow, 5.5 cube. They're recommending shrimp, CPDs, dwarf frogs, plants, and betta fish with it. But yet they use neon tetras as... I'm convinced everyone they only have an asset for transparent neon tetra, and that's why it's on everything. Like, this is crazy. All right, I'm going to guess $40 for the... Let me be realistic. I'm guessing $30 for it. Cam Jen guessing 20. 186 to buyer 5042. You said alert. 186 guess 15. JP guess 6. D1 Fish Guy guess 25. Jacob guess 20. Bomba guess 30. Sage Cable Wonders guess 25. Mikim guess 41. Bomba guess 25. Imbroom guess 25. Better guess 35. And I'm guessing 30. Let's see what the rimless 5.5 gallon tank went for. It's a whole kit. Wait, it's not showing me a price. It's not showing me a price that it was sold for. It's marked? Oh, wait, it wasn't sold. My bad, guys. It wasn't sold. I just wasted our time. Holy. My bad. I thought it was red around it. I hate that when it's listed, but it didn't show up. That means a deal was made in the parking lot. You know what I mean? That'd be happening. Don't ask me how I know. All right, let's try another one. There's still some good stuff. How about this? We've been talking about UV a lot recently. 186 and everyone gets a point. Nice try. What do you guys think? Advantage UV inline sterilizer, 15 watts new. I don't remember that much of it. I think 15 watts is pretty good. Advantage UV inline sterilizer. Let me look it up. See how much this thing costs. Oh, let's see. Damn, this is a $234 piece. Really? No way. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that's less than 200 that looks like the equivalent thing. So I'm gonna guess $40. What do you guys think? $7. Oh my gosh, $7, $11, $8 from Mitch. Sage K 55, D1 guess 30, Mick guessing 15. The short body green terrors apparently were unsold, so I guess they were too hideous to bring to the auction. We got 14 from JP Jeffries. I'm replacing the battery on my camera. 1 second. Let's replace the battery real quick. Yep. Get the fish back on the screen. You see the Apistos just going around eating all the panda cory eggs. It's ridiculous. I gotta get that guy out of there eventually. He eating every egg. I think he's the most dedicated fish I've seen to eating the panda cory eggs. He really dives deep into the plants for him. Have you ever seen an inline heater come through an auction? Of course. All right, let's see what the UV went for. And the UV sterilizer in line went for $24 to bidder number 1. Not a single person got that one right. Damn. Mick said that's great. Apistos need their protein. It probably is a good food. That was a good pickup on the dry good front. Okay. Let's see what else is interesting. Can you guys get the 5 points? I think you're at 3. But it's looking a little bit devious here, I'm not gonna lie. We've not been getting a lot right. How about this? Epiplates to Getty Monrovier pair. Okay, pair of killifish. What do you guys think this pair of killifish went for in the auction? Come on. I'm guessing $20. I'm guessing 20. Okay. Mick said sorry, Mitchell and Cheryl. That's funny for eating, cheering on the Apisto eating the cory eggs. I'm guessing 20 for the pair of Monrovier. Cam Jam guessing 13. JP guessing 28. Sage K is guessing 24. Bomba guessing 16. 186 guessing 12. Mick guessing 8. And M Broom is guessing 18. Let's see what the Epiplates to Getty Monrovier pair went for. This is auction.fish is the website. Damn, I was so close. I guess 20 and the pair went for $21 to bidder 10. Oh man, I think I was the closest. No one guessed closer than me. Ah, that hurts. $21. Who's bidding by $1 increments after 20? Ah, you people cost me my point. Come on. Okay, let's get it weird. These are a fish I didn't really like that much. I did see them at Louise's store, and they look pretty nice. I kind of see the appeal in a big group now, actually. 6 Black Phantom Tetras. 6 Black Phantom Tetras. What do you think 6 Black Phantom Tetras went for in this auction? I'm going to guess again $20. Okay. I think Beto's guessing 14. D1's guessing. Oh wait, actually, that was for the last thing. Canjan's guessing 15. 186 guessing 12. Mick's guessing 26. JP Jeffries guessing 10. Sage Cave of Wonders is guessing 13. I mean, it's a 6 of a group of community schooling fish. I mean, Embroom said a huge group is cool, but you get them for nothing at most pet stores, so 10. All right, 10. I think it's gonna. Usually, the common like stuff you get for cheap at pet stores actually does well in auctions. It's kind of weird. Beto says 11, but let's find out. 6 Black Phantom Tetras. I guess 20. Let's see. Let's go. Went for $20 to bid it. Let's go. Yeah, $10. That's what you thought. Embroom. You get a couple right, you think you can beat me on the cheap fish price? Nah, bro. I got this one. I'm taking a point. You're down to 2 points. Let's go. Also, you know, I'm glad that they sold for something. You know, $20. Look, that was my first one I got right. I got a little excited. Okay, it's been a rough go for me. All right. Imbru said, not in your crazy price area. 1 win is no win. No, this is good. 1 win. I subtract 1 point from you guys. We're back to 2. This is fantastic. Let's try some of these kind of more common fish. Okay. What do you guys think 6 head and tail light tetras went for? These fish are definitely dirt cheap, I believe. This got to be like a $2 fish. I do think people actually sell a decent amount of them, but let's see. Well, this is albino. That's different. Live Aquaria has, well, it's out of stock. It was $139 at some point. Someone on eBay is selling 12 for $34. Anyway, it's a cheap fish. What do you think 6 of them went for? I'm guessing $16. 186 said a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. Yo, I should time you out for that disrespect. How dare you compare me to a blind squirrel? Mix said 4. Beto said 4. JP guessing 13. 186 is guessing 7. I'm guessing 16. M. Broom is guessing 18. Mick is laughing at me. Alright, let's see what the head and tail light tetras in fact sold for. And they sold for $11. $11 to bidder 222. Alright, a little bit higher than what some people thought, but still a little bit lower than others. Alright, let's keep it going. 6 bloodfin tetras. I'm gonna guess 14. I'm guessing 14 on the 6 bloodfin tetras. What do you think 6 bloodfin tetras went for? Come on, you need 3 points. Come on, people. I'm trying to go to bed. I'm waiting. No, I'm joking. All right, JP said 16. Beto said sound check. What's up with the sound, Beto? What happened? 18 from Nick. JP 16. 186. 11. Imbroom said 12. I think I said 14, right? Sage Gave a Wonder said 6. Let's see what the 6 bloodfin tetras went for. Okay, Mick's saying audio okay for me here. Okay. 6 bloodfin tetras, and they went for $10 to bidder number 7. Man, now we were close. 186 guessed 11, and Broom guessed 12. We were close on that one, but not quite. Not quite. Okay, let's try this. This is a slightly more expensive tetra. Penguin tetras. 5 penguin tetra. Okay, how much do you think 5 penguin tetras went for? These ones gotta be at least $4 a fish, right? Come on. They're not I think the red tail ones are the ones that are expensive. These aren't expensive, but they're not like $1. You know what I mean? I'm gonna guess 16. 007, yes, James Bond. JP Jeffries guessing 23. Cam Jam guessing 14. 186 guessing 17. Mickham guessing 18. M. Broom guessing 16. Okay. And the 5 penguin tetras actually went for $9 to bidder 224. Man, we all guessed higher that time too. I think Sage Cave, you guessed 6? Is that what it was? Man, that was bad. Is this auction done, or no, it's done. It happened a few days ago. Damn. Okay. Okay. It is getting a little bit devious here. We're not getting a lot right recently. So let's step it up. We got a 2-inch calico bristlenose pleco. Oh man, this could be anywhere from 2 to like 12. I would be shocked if they actually. I'd be mad if they fought after all this. They fought over a calico bristlenose pleco. I'd be mad. I'm guessing $12. I'm guessing $12. I mean, 2-inch, like it does look nice, a little bit, grown, but. Beto said double check, make sure it's calico. That's the thing, right? Embrun said about all these auctions are local things, so if you don't go to them, you won't be able to get anything. Exactly. You gotta be there. Cam Jam with a 7, JP with an 8, Jacob with 10, 186 with 11. Sage Cable Wonder said 4,817. Okay, actually corrected to 17. Beto says 8. Everyone says 6. Mix said 22, looking like a nice one. People going mad. All right, let's find out. Let's find out. And it went to bidder 224 for $16. $16. Sage Cave was the closest with 17. I guess 12. Man, I should have gone up. $16 for the 2-inch calico. That's not bad. From what we've seen so far, it may as well be $1 million. Okay, let's keep it in the plecos. What do you think a 2-inch super red bristlenose pleco went for? I think this picture is actually of the pleco. Did 224 buy everything? It might. Sometimes the one person that knows what to buy goes and they do just buy everything. I've definitely seen people take fish to stores afterwards immediately for credit. That's something I've definitely seen. Okay, it was a pretty good red pleco. Not a lot of spotting. Like I got super reds. The adults are pretty decent, but a lot of my babies got spots, all sorts of spots. Some of them enough that I would probably call them calico, right? But it's kind of hard to tell. Bev says you should do 2 points and 1 if you got it within $1. Yeah, you just want me to make it easier. No thanks. No thanks. Bristlenose go for nothing around here. Bro, I think the last ACM auction I went to, there was like 20 lots of plecos. There's too many people breed them around here. 16, 14, 22, 25. We got 10. We got 16. We got 12. All right, Mick guessing 22 again. And I'm gonna guess 12 again. I'm guessing 12 again. M Broom says 20. I'd be shocked, but let's find out. The 2-inch bristlenose pleco indeed went for $10. JP Jeffries guessed 10. You guys are back up to 3 points. Oh my God. JP coming through again. $10 guess. Not bad. Damn, I guess 12? I was close. But no cigar. Oye. Alright, let's go all the way down. Let's see if we can find something. Look, the panda cories are going at it. Mick says JP is cooking. I know. What the hell's going on? What the hell is going on here? Alright. Here we go. The Bulk Reef Supply. Now, Bulk Reef Supply, they'll donate one of these to your club. I think one a year. So you usually see these pop up at the annual events. Okay, Bulk Reef 4-stage value pulse RDOI system. And this is how many? I'm not seeing the stats. I feel like it's usually what, the 75 GPH one. But yeah, Bulk Resupply 4-stage value plus RDOI system. It looks like, yeah, this should be the 75 gallon per day GPD one. It's about 180 new. This is gonna be a crazy deal on this one. People do usually fight over RDO systems at least a little bit. I'm gonna guess 45. I don't know. I have one, but I got it from a raffle ticket. You know what I mean? But maybe 45? Or do I want to guess 55? I don't know, man. I'm gonna guess 45. Any pencil fish in there? I'll check. Beto says 45. 33. Dragonstone, Make Bomba Madigan. That's hilarious. Maca. Come on. Make Bomba Madigan. Okay, 33, 37. Bomba's guessing 100. Anything under 100 is a steal. Well, prepare for the steal. There's no way it got to 100. JP says 35. Mick says 65. Embrun says 40. Sage Cable Wonder says 47. Bomba says someone sell me one for 50. I'll sell you one for 100. How about that? And the RDI system went for... Oh, man, I was so close. It went for $50 to bidder 236. $60 to bidder 236. 236. How much you cut out? I haven't cut anything out. Wow. I think Sage Gamer Wonders was the closest with the $47 guess. Damn. Bamba, $100, like 20%. I don't know how to read what he just said. But Bamba doesn't have kids, so he's ready to spend money, is what he's saying. So $50. None of us got that one right. But Bitter 236. Got to be very happy. That was at 1:04 p.m. Bamba said, I'm low-key a child myself. Come on, bro. You're not that young. All right, let's find out. Purple mystery snails. Come on, people. You're at 3 points. This one's gotta be it. We gotta get some guesses. 5 purple mystery snails. I'm guessing $8. What are you guys guessing? Bring it. Bring it. 5 purple mystery snails. Beto says 16. Sage Cave says 15. JP says 6. Jacob guessing 5. Obama says you must not know how easy it is to pull nowadays. To pull what? 180. Oh, LOL. 186 says $9. Embroom says 12. It's just the cost of an OS subscription. Let's get the blue bubbles going. Pull all day. Okay, we're not getting into 20s. No one guessed $20 for this? Yo, Mick said looking like that 20. Let's go, my guy. D1 says $10. Let's see. Sunny G guessed 0.01. Really? Let's see. Okay. We're gonna see what the 5 purple mystery snails went for. And the 5 purple mystery snails went for $12. M. Broom got another one right. God damn it. 4 points. 4 points for you guys. M. Broom said mystery snails are illegal in Georgia now. Oh, damn. Yeah, they've been banning them in a lot of states. I used to sell them and ship them. So before I do that again, I definitely need to double check. Obama said, bro, we're about to be in a war. You really want to have kids in this time? Nope. All right, $12. And Broom got another point. One more point. One more point. What do I want to guess? It's got to be something more difficult. Oh man, let's do Achilles. The Achilles have been good. They've been demanding actual money. This is one of the nice ones that have been in a few auctions we've looked at. The Jewel Killy. And let me see. It looks like it was a breeding trio of Aphyosemian exogyme. The Jewel Killy. What do you think a breeding trio of this fish went for? I'm gonna guess 22. It's a very nice killifish though. I mean, I'm gonna look up buying it, but I don't think it's one that's typically available retail wise, so it's kind of hard to say. But I think it's like known for being small, right? Kind of like a smaller killifish. Anyways, what do you guys think? A breeding trio of these guys. We got 37 from Sage, 33 from Mick, 16 from Beto, 13 from D1, 186 says 25, JP says 13, Embroom says 18, 22.5 guess Sunny G. Let's find out. Let's find out what the trio of Killies went for. Damn, they went for $13. Oh, JP Jeffries did it again. Oh my God, you put the nail in the coffin. Okay, that's 5. That's my last 5 gifted. You guys did it. Damn, some people were getting a lot of correct guesses tonight. That's kind of wild. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see who gets the 5. D1 said I said it first. Oh, D1 guessed 13 too. My bad, I missed that. Well, 6 points then. Let's see what happens here. Okay, Beto got a gifted membership. Nice. Aqualaxing got a membership. Conrad C80 Andy Carson and Tater Toot got some memberships. D1 and JP. Mick said 13. Gotta look ugly AF. Those are $40 a pair in auctions here. Yeah. All right, you guys have beaten me, but like, let's just see. You tell me what you want to see, what things went for. Let's just do a couple where we just quickly look at what it went for. If you see a listing, we'll check it. So 7 Redfin White Cloud minnows. That went for $9. Okay, that went for $9. Bill said, yeah, Pod Squad. Let's go. Glad you got it. Let's see, my Sarah. I like this filter. Went for $5. Man, I should have gone to this. Holy. Okay, some Carib Sea Mermaid Stone. $3. Okay. Nice. Least killifish. Let's see. 10 of them went for $5. People are scared of killifish over here. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's very true. Okay, the Danner Internal Easy Clean Aquarium Filter. What did this go for? This thing looks like it's from before I was born for sure. $16 though. One of a kind. It's got a aeration venturi. I do like things with venturis on them. That is very nice. Aphyosemion SP Kofi. A bleeding trio went for $20. This is a fish I think is very cool. Damn. Yo, you could pick up everything at the... Okay, Fundal of Pancheck's Gardener Eye. 2 pairs for $24, and this is Misagi. Mixed as strange with killies are even rarer in clubs. I mean, these killies are not... like, I haven't been to an auction that has the COFE, the Kofi killifish yet, or else I would have probably bid on them. Panda Guppies. 2 pairs went for $6. Holy. Bucephandra Ketagane. Exact item. Oh, look, it's flowering. This went for $7. And the picture's got Caradina. Oh, wait. Not exact item. This is parents of the fry. I mean, whatever, bro. You can clearly grow stuff. Maybe it was super small, but still. Alright, XL ship decoration. Did this go for any money? Oh my, this went for $10. Are we for real right now? Are we for real? Many of the Kofi killers are probably CF Losuins. Yep. XL coral decoration. $5, man. Alright, some P82s. Gardener Eye. 3 males. $14, okay. A new unused 40 breeder tank. $28. This is what people are gonna pay for? Oh my god. Bidding war between Father Fish and Father Fish on the boat decoration. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, let's see. 2 Bulgarian green seal point angels. That went for 16. Another lot of them went for 20. That's actually better than I expected. 2 zebra angels. That went for 16. Okay. 2 zebra angels went for 5. Here. 2 Guyana red dragon angels went for 10. Alright, this is about more what I was expecting. 2 Guyana red dragon angels again went for 10. Okay. Let's see what 4 Pepper Corys Palladius went for. 10. And then another lot of them went for 16. Okay. Another lot of them went for... Okay, yeah, 16. 2 gold marble angels went for 10. Alright. There's a lot of angel lots. Oh my god. So many. 2 gold marble angel large went for 16. Let's see. Do any of them go for lower than that? Or are we just at 16? 18. 18. 12. My god. Okay. Now this was a good auction to go to. Not gonna lie. Let's see what the steampunk fish. The Zoomed steampunk fish went for. They even copy pasted the description. Imbroom said, man, it would be worth it to take a trip up northeast just to hit auctions. Hey, the right auctions can be pretty nice. The next one I'm looking forward to is I'll probably go to the PVAS all day auction. But enough people go there, it's not as much of a deal fest. You know what I mean? Like there can be like 100 people there sometimes. Yeah, this one for $7. Steampunk Skull. This one for $2, okay. What about the Steampunk Submarine? $8. I'm glad that people care about decoration, you know. $8, $9 for 4-ounce spirulina. Like, what is going on with these people? They just want that food. Let's see. Any more Corys? Let's make Mitch as sad as possible. Let's find some Corys to go for nothing. Come on. 4 albino Corys. $14. What the hell? Okay, this other lot of 4 albino Corys went for $12. Huh? Okay. 4 orange Venezuelan Corys. $18. Oh my god, bro. I'm telling you, Corys are the best thing to bring to auctions. Even at the most cheap auctions, you'll still get some money out of Corys. 4 orange Venezuelan Corys, $22. 3 orange Venezuelan Corys, $20. Oh my gosh. Mix it out of a book made entirely about the COFE collection trip. Oh, nice. Beto asks, Imbroom, did you remove all the drywall on your fish room because of water damage? 2 Lamprogris multifasciatus went for $5. Okay. Snowball shrimp. I swear to God, if this is over 20, 8 of them went for 5. Okay, good. 8 of them went for $5. Fantastic. I was about to. Whew. 4 Odessa barbs. $4. Really? Really? The Odessa barbs? This is actually a nice fish. Another lot of 4 Odessa barbs went for 10, and another lot went for 7. Oh my goodness. Okay, 3 Autosynclus cats. Let's see what these went for. $6, $10, and $6 for the autos. Wet Spot $75 gift certificate. One went for $36 and another one went for $35. A vintage stainless steel aquarium 5-gallon went for $7. I've seen people bid this stuff up so ridiculously high. Like, I'm glad to see that people have come to their senses. Okay, 5 Ember Tetras. One lot went for 12. And one lot went for 12. 6 Trout Live Bearers, Illidon Furcadins. Oh, that didn't sell. Must not have shown up. 6 CPDs though went for $26. Not too bad. Imbroom said, no, I pulled it down because the previous owner finished, quotation, the basement, but didn't put a stitch of insulation in the walls. So I put up insulation when I moved in, but never got around to putting up the drywall. Oh, man. Put up the walls without insulation is crazy. Okay. Some Crabinsis were in there. One lot went for 12. One for 8. Okay, anything else worth checking out? I mean, I think we went to the most shocking, you know what I mean, the most interesting. We got another 3-stage RODI that went for 10, but it wasn't a picture, so I don't really know. 6 yellow Phantom Tetras went for 12. Okay. 7 orange laser Corys. Oh, there was 4 lots of 7 orange laser Corys. Let's see. One went for 42. One went for 35. One went for 40, and one went for 52. That's way better than I was expecting. Oh, there's another lot of it too. For how many lots it is, that's kind of crazy. Okay, one lot went for 58. I'm telling you, man, people are willing to pay for Corys. Has Brosis Pygmy Corys. Let's see. 6 of them. One lot went for 20. one for 26, one for 24, one for 18, and one for 24. Not too bad, not too bad. One Siamese algae eater went for $3. Okay. Green Terror. I'm not too familiar with Green Terrors, but there are 3 lots of them. One went for 5, one went for 9, one went for 16. Oh, looks like there's 3 per lot, maybe. All right, I think that's kind of the main ones on those, on this auction. Here, Mick mentioned the Dragonstone. The Dragonstone went for $8. 12-inch long, 5-inch tall, and 6-inch thick, weighing approximately 7 pounds. $8.
I was gonna go to bed, but
Synergy's Adventures Aquarium products go for ridiculous prices. Not today. Not today. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to edit. I think I'm not gonna get to the microbiome thing because I just think I need to maintain. I've had a better sleep schedule. I need to maintain it at least a little bit. But what do you guys think? Come on. How long we been? We did 3 hours as originally planned. Didn't mean to go against Mexicali the whole time. Originally, he was streaming at 10, so I thought maybe I could wrap it up if I started at 7 and then at 10, but we still rocked out. We did our thing. I'll have to go check out the replay for that stream. But some new fish described, auction review. Hopefully you guys you guys did pretty good at guessing tonight. I'm not gonna lie. That was bad. That was bad. I got one right though. At least I got one. Okay, it's one me versus all of you. Although JP and Mick both got a lot right. A couple other people got more than one right. Sorry, JP and Mitchell. Mick said hardest working. JP says, yeah, you'll still pass. It's been great. I appreciate it. I hope, I appreciate you guys messaging me when you're not streaming. I can feel you guys appreciate the streams. You have fun in the streams because when I don't stream, you guys are like, what the hell are you doing, you lazy bastard? Like I said, I just got kind of thrown off Wednesday morning. And then a bunch of other stuff I had to deal with where it ended up I wasn't even physically able to stream. So it kind of just became a whole disaster. But hopefully I'll be back more consistent. If I can get some emails done, I want to go over this whole Blackwater Aquatics situation. It's kind of it's more around the conversation, the people having the conversation that's kind of crazy about that. Like, we got people claiming to be government employees that are like threatening to kill folks that come to Malaysia that disagree with them online. Like, it's kind of insane. And then along the way, they're accusing companies of poaching. It's just kind of an interesting story. But I got to finish. I've been emailing like people and like trying to just get some facts straight, and then we'll cover that on the stream. But if you're wondering, I think you could still buy from Blackwater Aquatics without any ethical issues, in my opinion. But there was a big drama on Reddit and a bunch of fish discords. Basically, these people accused Blackwater Aquatics of selling poached fish, and it did gain a good amount of traction. There was a lot of drama, but Mitch said, "Wow, what did I miss?" Well, as soon as I can finish getting a couple things together, we'll cover it. If you're not chronically online like me, you may not have seen it, but a decent amount of people were sharing it around in a few places that I hang out online. And it did, one post on Reddit, I feel like got like 1,000 upvotes. I mean, on the Betta Fish subreddit. Yeah, they even tried to throw Frakes bettas in there too, and said he sold poached fish, which doesn't make any sense because he breeds his own, hybrid lines of quote-unquote wild type bettas. So, yeah, long story short, my opinion is that people accusing Blackwater Aquatics of whatever they're doing are so dumb, I don't even care. On a personal level, if the bettas were quote-unquote poached, I'm not someone that necessarily bothers me that much because, I don't know. One, I'm not sure if I really believe it, but two, A lot of those environments are getting destroyed, and I feel like wild type bettas are one thing that probably the hobby is going to have to keep several of the species alive anyway. Um, and the thing is that Frank and the Blackwater Aquatics guy are both super nice. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of insane the way they went about it, because I emailed Blackwater Aquatics right after it happened with a bunch of clarifying questions, and he responded quickly, was very nice. I actually need to get back to him on his last email. Very nice guy. So I really doubt these two people would probably poach fish intentionally. But regardless of that, it's kind of a whole mess. So I did want to go over it. I think that it is unfortunate that someone can just make a post about a company and then people run with it. Whether or not it's true, you really should just not go off of random people on the internet. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, the people that did it, without like trying to dox them or anything. Just because they're such unhinged individuals. If you knew about the kind of things that they did and said online, you would never listen to anything they say anyway. Like, not only are they dumb, they're extremely toxic. So, I'm with Mitch. Yeah, Frank is awesome. People dissing him need to shut up. And a couple of fish said, yeah, Frank's been great. Mixed out, I'm okay with nations protecting their habitats, but if possible, fish ought to be shared as well, keeping knowledge alive. Yeah, so it's a whole mess. I'm just trying to compile things in a way that's like digestible, and then do enough of my own, like asking, some questions and just getting some clarification. So when I talk about it, I can actually provide something of value, and not just be 100% drama. But I do think it's worth talking about, because it comes across a lot of subjects we discuss on stream, like conservation, and we're always having ethical and moral conversations on here, I feel like. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be good. So hopefully I can do it tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll have everything together. And we'll see. Otherwise, I guess I'll have to find out what I'm streaming about next. But I appreciate you all for hanging out. It's been a good time. It's been a fun chat. Hopefully we all learned something new. There were some, some unusually strong and muscular suckers today. There was some new fish that Mitch thought were really ugly. There were some cave loaches that we all seemed to think looked like the dragon from Neverending Story. And I did terrible at guessing auction prices. I think it was a good time. So I'll see you soon. If you're on the replay crew, if you're lurking in the chat, feel free to comment any feedback, anything you thought was funny, any moment, anything you want to stream for next time, any suggestions, whatnot, whatever's on your mind, feel free to comment. I do always read all the comments, of course. And I will see you on the next stream. Also, shout out to Ada the cat, who is telling me it's time to get off stream. She's been tapping my knee. Okay, so I'm gonna go hang out with Ada the cat. It's been in my tanks, and I am never talking to you again. I can't believe that you said electric knife fish were ugly. No, I'm out. Panda Corvies of the deep.